This is Jay Scott from The Hook Rocks, and you're listening to the Shout It Out Loudcast, the ultimate KISS podcast. All the information you need. You got the passion, you got the discussion, and you got Tom and Zeus. Check them out.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Shout It Out Loudcast. Don't turn your radio dial. If you need some dirty work done, then you're in the right place, because the album review crew is back with episode 16. We're calling this one, It's Not You That I Get Off On, It's Her. Tommy, Zeus, how are you?
What's up, boys? Another good one here. Thank you for the wonderful intro, Sonny, as always. Zeus, what's up, everybody?
Great to be here, guys. Ready to get this one started.
Yay,
yes,
team.
Me too. Go
Let's
team.
Hip, hip, hooray.
Wonder Twins activate.
I will tell you this before we get started. I got to say, Sonny, this pick, I've got a lot of comments on this pick, and you're going to hear them.
I do,
Lzzy,
too.
if you're listening, I apologize for all of Zeus's comments.
She's going to be like, why do I feel like violated with this episode? This episode's going to like spontaneously go through the air, and she's going to be like, who are these mental fucking hands all over me?
Yep. That's us.
This is going to get bad.
I like it.
Bad.
Have we even said what we're doing?
Well, so the title on the episode wasn't enough?
I know. I say the same thing all the time, too.
We're talking about the sexiest person we've ever discussed on the show.
We're doing we're doing another Winger album?
No, we're doing Tony Musalem and his most handsome poses. Because he has a habit of putting up these new poses of his. He needs to get on a stage. Because I need to stop seeing him put poses of himself on a stage. He needs to just be on a stage and perform.
And thank him for the intro music while we're complimenting on his handsome pictures of when he looked like Marty Friedman from, I think it's Megadeth, with that long fro do that he had going.
Oh, that was a while back.
Yeah, that was a while back.
Tony and the long-haired Tony, it's almost like a separate person, it seems like to me. I can't, that must be like his long, what do you call it, twin brother or something, because I just can't picture Tony with long hair.
No, I know.
Even the long hair can't hide that ugliness.
He is the handsomest person on this podcast we've ever had. Ever.
Well, I don't know. We did have a couple other people, but we won't mention anybody's names.
We had a couple crypt keepers on this one.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. See what happened, Sonny?
I didn't say nothing.
But no, this is a big episode because this is by far the most recent album we're doing. And it's a first for the album review crew, our first female artist, female fronted band.
And after the complaints we're going to get, the last time we have female artists.
No way. Hell no. No. Ooh. Sonny has broken down the barriers of time and gender here because now we can, do some kind of modern albums.
Oh. You got to love that. Modern albums, recent album. It's 12 years old.
Dude, we just did Yngwie Malmsteen from 80 years ago last month.
But as usual, we go back to the previous episode. So speak of the devil, what did we do last time? It was Tom's choice, and Tom picked Yngwie Malmsteen's Odyssey. Am I saying it correctly? I've heard so many different people say his last name. I've always called him Malmsteen.
Yeah, Malmsteen.
Malmsteen or Malmsteen?
I've always said Malmsteen. I had the other L, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I call him Fuckface. What's the big debate about?
You could do that, too. That works also. So previous episode, Yngwie Malmsteen's Odyssey. So we start with our poll, and the poll was obviously favorite song or best track from the album. And we had Heaven Tonight, Crystal Ball, Rising Force, and Deja Vu with the options. No surprise, Heaven Tonight ran away with it with 51% of the votes. Rising Force came in second with 25%, and then Deja Vu and Crystal Ball were both tied with 12%. So a couple comments here. Zeus, this is funny. One of the most recent comments we had was from the Pooney burner account known as Horny Women Love Rock.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Where he said, this might be the worst album in history.
Yeah. That couldn't be me because that would be reserved for Rush, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Saxon. Should I go on?
Stop. And then the aforementioned Tony, who, if we were talking about his hair. I don't even know if we thanked him for the intro music, but we'll do that now.
We thanked him for his handsomeness.
Okay. So he said the results will be no surprise. It's going to be like Modern Day Cowboy on the Tesla episode. And he was right. It was Heaven Tonight. Steve Disco said, anyone do a Dungeons and Dragons count? No, we didn't. Jack Skellington said Crystal Ball, pure Joe Lynn Turner, could have easily fit on a Rainbow album or one of his solo albums. And then he says, hey, Zeus, it's also a great Styx song. I have no idea.
I didn't know I was a big Styx fan, although I like some of those 80s Styx songs.
Yeah, Styx is not good. Marty Deuce, he said, I don't hate these. I don't love these. Heaven Tonight is the best of the bunch. I love Joe Lynn Turner with Rainbow, and Yngwie is an amazing talent. This album just didn't do it for me. As you guys like to say, sorry. All right. Vet Halen, there are no wrong answers here. 80s glam metal, who recently, or I don't know how recently, but he actually had Joe Lynn Turner on his show, I believe. And he said, Crystal Ball, Heaven Tonight is a pretty classic signal. And then Sydney Taylor, who also has a metal podcast, and I know I listened to her episode. She actually had Joe Lynn Turner on. And she said, Heaven Tonight is the song that made Joe Lynn Turner one of my favorite singers, but everything about Crystal Ball is just, and then she had like a little smiley emoji. Max English, this album is great, much better than anything that grunge ever did. Oh, so we got another Pooney burner account.
There you go.
English. Okay. Our buddy Steve, Heaven Tonight is a great track, although it's not good as the Wasted song of the same name. And Wasted is a band spelled Waysted.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it must have been a Tony band before they came up with Restrained.
Just throw it in a Y where it's not needed.
Wasted turned into Dangerous Choice. I'm kidding.
I believed you because I know nothing about it. For a minute, I thought you were right. Nige Savage, I voted for Rising Force, but the actual answer is none of the above. The correct answer is Riot in the Dungeons.
Oh, my God.
Heaven Tonight, talking about Joe Lynn Turner made me go back and listen to Rainbow straight between the eyes. Must have been 20 years since last time, which is why this podcast is great. Ooh. Fred Colvin said Crystal Ball. Life Changer, apparently they're a band, and they commented and said, this is funny. They said, Zeus, you're going to like this. They said, the best song is Dreamin'.
It's a horrible pick.
Then we had another one. Then we had one by BKV. He said another write-in for Riot in the Dungeons. Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. So a couple episode-specific comments here. Oh, Sonny, you posted the picture that we talked about during the episode of Yngwie, all the band shoved in the corner while Yngwie's in front of all the amps. And then Uncle Paulie commented, said, if I had a band, this is totally how I would do it. It's all about me, baby. Todd Herrig said, no, he was talking about an editing comment because Tony said, I like how Zeus says, let me edit that part out. And then he doesn't edit that part out. I don't even know what part he's talking about. Let's see. Steve comes in with his rankings. As always, we love that. Nige coming in again with Riot in the Dungeons. Then we got one called Polly the Wog. Said, this was the only Yngwie album I ever owned. Been a long time since I've listened to it, even if only in snippets on the episode. Thanks. I'm good for another couple of decades. Oh, man.
And I was going to say, go get Trilogy and Inspiration, but I guess don't worry about it.
And then he says, in reference to the picture that you posted, Sonny, of Yngwie by himself in front of the amps, he says, that picture says it all. If only Yngwie played well with others, his albums could have been so much better. Maybe. Gerard Angelo, one of the top-selling Yngwie records. I love JLT on vocals. So good. A lot of people loving the Joe Lynn Turner, which is one of the primary reasons why I like the album and why I picked it. So there's some Twitter stuff there. Zeus.
All right. So let's start off with a little YouTube. Mark Stewart. I got to be honest. I love this album. Joe Lynn Turner's voice shines. Songwriting was amazing. It was a shame that Malmsteen, I don't know why he spells it that way.
Levine.
Yeah, and I'm Jerry Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah. Had to get rid of Turner because he didn't want a Don Dawkins / Steve Perry kind of singer. My personal opinion, his best album. And then he wrote, that's what I heard. Rory Erickson. I do love this album, but Trilogy to me is definitely Malmsteen's best. Joe is an awesome singer, but I feel he was pushed too hard vocally, especially in the Live in Leningrad album, to sing too high in his register. His voice is brilliant, great feel and emotion. What do you think? I think Joe would sound awesome singing Peter Criss songs, but maybe just me.
I think Joe Lynn Turner could sing anything. I think his range he could do anything. But I don't know enough about the Live in Leningrad. I've only seen 1 or 2 performances from that. So what I saw sounded okay, but I haven't seen it enough. Sonny, I don't know if you're more familiar with that performance to understand what the writer is saying there, the commenter.
Oh, yeah. Leningrad is a great live album.
Yeah.
The Peter song thing, it's not Peter's voice that's the problem. It's the shitty songs.
Here we go. Why do we give a layup to Sonny for Peter Criss? It's like a 2-foot putt. Come on. Oh, God.
Over on our Loudcasters page, our group there, Joey Lynn Casada, right. Love this record. Sonny put the photo on that page too with Yngwie in the middle. Justin Harper writes, Sonny Pooney, give me some space, man. Still not enough room for that ego.
True.
Sonny Pooney from Daniel Peoples. Back in 2017, the stage here in Greensboro wasn't quite big enough to put the drummer all the way in the corner. And then Tony jumped in and said, what an asshat. Michael Jack Durnell. I remember when this album came out, it brought his name into the limelight for non-fans to become fans. As a fan, it was gold to hear others say his name or talk nonstop about his work. Yeah, and I think that's what he was trying to do. But I felt that those fans like him were probably alienated. It's good to see that he wasn't alienated, that he was trying to reach out to get a bigger audience. So over on our Facebook page, there's so many comments. I think this got more comments than any of our fucking other posts. And it also helped that I put this every time we do a group ARC review, I put it on groups of that artist. So if there's a Guns N' Roses group, I'll put the Guns N' Roses episode on those and things like that. The Yngwie ones that I put this on exploded. I can't even tell you. I think there was like 3 groups and they're all like in the hundreds of likes and stuff and comments. So I'm just going to take what we have here from our site. There's somebody here that wrote to us and he's got the Cyrillic alphabet as his name. So I'm assuming that he's from Russia. And if I can pronounce this correct, it's Matsikny Ise.
Good job.
Yep. I can read Greek, so Russian Cyrillic is a little familiar. Yngwie is so uniform with his trioli. I think this guy translated Google that he plays that after a few minutes of listening to his songs. One feels like he's listening to the same thing. Actually, I agree with him because the songs all start sounding familiar after you hear so many solos.
Okay.
Max Lynch, very caught off guard. Never expected you guys to review an Yngwie album based on previous Dungeons and Dragons comments. This is the last musical offering I'm familiar with since I figure that this is as far as YJM would take this sound. curious if any of you went back and listened to the first Steeler record.
Sonny's nodding his head, yes.
It's meh.
Okay.
Yeah. The melodies and the vocal, it's not great.
What about
it's
Alcatraz?
Like the Alcatraz stuff? Same thing. It's
okay.
Not great.
All right.
Darren Hunt, my first rock show was Yngwie Malmsteen, Saxon in Black and Blue.
Oh, my God. I wouldn't have went to another rock show ever again.
And then Darren Hunt jumps in. I saw that tour. My introduction to Saxon. I was turned off that Yngwie couldn't even wave to the fans during a face-to-face interaction. So I went to the merch booth and had a half-an-hour conversation with Tommy Thayer. What?
Yeah, Black and Blue.
Black and Blue.
Black and Blue.
Was Tommy working the fucking concession stand there?
He was working the merch. He was Black and Blue. Well, maybe he was working the merch booth.
Yeah.
He was working the merch booth for Yngwie.
Probably.
Rob Schwartz. Incredible album thanks to Joe Lynn Turner.
Yep.
Mahadni Mikhail. We're getting all sorts of fucking universal love for this album, huh?
Yep.
His best album in terms of songwriting. JLT says he wrote all the songs. A great effort for the vocals and the coarse work. Ants, his solos are raw. I think this is Google Translate.
Yep.
Jason Leonard, can't wait to listen. YJM is one of my favorites. Alcatraz and his solo work are fantastic. Great choice, Sizzle Chess.
Nice.
David K. Wish you could add a few more records with Joe. Yeah.
That's not going to happen. It is funny though, because the success of that album, it's too bad they couldn't have strung a couple more together or even one more, but
yeah,
not going to happen.
Yeah. We talked about that, like the egos and stuff and who's getting involved with who.
And it's too late. If it's 85, 86, maybe you get another album.
Yeah.
But it's 88. By the time they do that, it's 90. That's not happening.
It's not happening. Yep.
Jack Pinocchio. The song Now Is the Time has the same intro feel as You Give Love a Bad Name, Sonny Pooney.
Yeah, because I had said I didn't know where I had heard that riff, and then 3 or 4 people put that in. That's exactly what it is. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's exactly it.
I got to listen to that again. You might be right.
Yep.
Brad Rustoven, exactly. Just finished listening to the episode. He agrees. Gordon Duncan, incredible album. Rick Guerrera, never got into him, but I'm sure you guys will make this entertaining. Ray Farrow, if anyone can make an Yngwie album even remotely tolerable, it will be the 3 of you.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people are not big fans of Yngwie.
Okay.
Brad Rustoven, great off the beaten path pick, Tom. The live photo Sonny posted from Monster Rock pre-party. And speaking of Spinal Tap, check out this short clip from Hearing Aids Stars recording sessions from 85.
Oh, God, I've heard that.
Some Spinal Tap on Yngwie Malmsteen with some playing. It says.
Yep.
Yeah. And so that is Facebook.
Okay. So we got a couple emails, and I think Sonny and myself will split those. Sonny, you got a couple to read?
Yeah, so the first one's from Philippe Melander. I love me some Joe Lynn Turner. Saw him at Sweden Rock Festival in 2019. He played a mix of Rainbow, Deep Purple, and Yngwie tunes. I also saw Rainbow at the same festival, and guess who was playing keyboards in Rainbow? Of course, it was Jens Johansson of Yngwie Malmsteen.
Cool. Nice.
And then John Matola wrote in and said, is it Odyssey or is it Slippery When Wet? Sonny couldn't figure out the riff. Now's the time is You Give Love a Bad Name, because that's what I heard, says John.
Yep. Yeah, so we did get a lot of that's the second comment. I think like you said, there was a couple other ones too. A couple other emails here regarding Yngwie. We got Jerry Blackwell. The record is okay. I remember the Heavens Tonight video, typical 80s cheap on-stage video. My favorite song is Riot in the Dungeons, and I agree with Zeus that Joe makes the song better. I hope you do a Smashing Pumpkins album someday. Oh, God, I hope we don't.
I second the motion.
I hope so.
Then we got an email from Doug Middleton. Yngwie, why? You obviously have never met him. Probably the biggest asshole in the world. Have to admit, though, Heaven Tonight is a great song. I dare you guys to do a country album. Peace out. We'll see. We may.
I'm up next.
We may get to that, and then I got a couple of DMs from Facebook, and then I think Zeus has something he also wants to read. So we got a DM from Ray Farrow. Another comment. He says, "So I listened to the podcast and then the entire Yngwie album. I didn't hate it as much as his first couple albums. There are 4 or 5 really good songs on it, at least until the solos. I can't stand his style of playing. I had no idea that Heaven Tonight was Yngwie. I always thought it was Jafria or someone else. Vocals are really good throughout." And then we got a DM from our buddy Craig Moran. He says, "You guys did it again. I swear you guys are looking at my music collection when you pick these episodes. Odyssey was my introduction to Yngwie back in '88 in high school. I had this on one side of a Maxell tape and David Lee Roth's Skyscraper on the other. As you guys said, it's a crime Heaven Tonight wasn't a huge hit. It had everything. And Dreaming is an amazing display of JLT's vocal prowess. Not wimpy at all, Zeus. But like you said, Yngwie just can't seem to get out of his own way. This album, more than most of his others, is a schizophrenic mess. You have these songs that are near perfect 80s masterpieces, but then you have Yngwie going on these wank fests that would make Vinnie Vincent blush. And the fact that he had 10 lead singers before finally deciding to do the singing himself shows you just how much of a nightmare he's got to be to work with. This album, continuing on with the next 2, Eclipse and Fire and Ice, is my sweet spot for his music. Thanks again for another entertaining 3-hour podcast. When are we going to get your first 4-hour episode? Just kidding. Craig, thanks as always. I don't think Halestorm is going to give us a 4-hour episode, but you never know. Zeus, you had something on Instagram, I think you said?
Yeah. So we got one from Vet Healing, and I mowed a lot of lawns to this album. But then we had another comment from Richie Ward, who is the guitarist from Fozzy.
Yep.
I love this record. I was delivering pizza for Domino's when it was released. It didn't leave my car's cassette deck for months. In my opinion, his best album and one of the greatest guitar albums all time.
Wow, nice. And then one final comment before we move on. So by the time you guys hear this, our Shout It Out Loudcast episode with Wes Beach has already dropped. And after we were recording with Wes, we were continuing our conversation, and he said that he enjoyed the Odyssey episode. He's a big fan of Yngwie, and he's met Joe Lynn Turner, and big fan of the album, and he was a big fan of the Odyssey episode as well. So I thought that was very nice of him to say too. So 617-422.
All righty then. All right. So let's get into the episode. So this is Sonny's pick, Halestorm. How did you get into the band? Tell us why you picked this, and let's go from there.
So, okay, a lot of the TV and music that I love, friends turn you on to it. Mm-hmm. And here's a situation where I was living in Oregon for a while. I would fly to Sacramento once a month to do a poker party thing with friends just to stay connected, because it was the first time I was kind of living away from friends. And Tony, right, the same guy who got me into Seinfeld, right, the same dumbass who did our little guitar part there. He says, "Hey, you might want to check out this song," and he plays "It's Not You" for me. And I'm like, "Oh, who's that?" He goes, "There's a band called Halestorm, blah blah blah." I'll tell you, normally female singers, I'm okay. I'm more tolerating of them now than I was then. And usually because I want the singer to like speak for me. I want him or her to say things I can't say in a way I can't say them. And normally a female singer can't do that.
Because they're too busy talking to you.
Or talking about guys.
Or it comes off as a woman scorned. Right?
Yes.
Like that's kind of how it comes off. And I'm like, look, I already got women that are scorned. I don't need another one, basically, right? Yeah. So I like the song. So I bought the CD and I listened to it nonstop. I will tell you, I absolutely love Halestorm. That's why I picked the album. They are a top 10 band of all time for me. it got me back into music because I was really, by the time Tone's given me this, it's 2010. I'm really music and movies. I'm just kind of concentrating on my life, and I got kids and blah, blah, blah. And I'm really not really listening to anything new. And this kind of got me back to something new. My wife loves Halestorm, seen him a couple of times. My kids love Halestorm, seen him a couple of times, met him a couple of times. So it's totally a family thing, and that's why I wanted to do the album.
Excellent. Nice story. So for me, a couple things about Halestorm, and generally speaking about female artists. I'm much different than Sonny with this because I'm a huge, huge fan of female-fronted rock or alternative artists. Like that was a huge thing for me in the 90s with alternative rock like Juliana Hatfield or Letters to Cleo, Belly, even like Hole. I know Courtney Love is nuts, but like that 90s alternative stuff, it's a different kind of sound, and I really love when the female fronted band is a guitarist too, like Lzzy Hale is too. So moving forward, just my background of my love or liking for female fronted artists. So I got satellite radio in 2008. And at the time, kind of like Sonny, I was really kind of stale with my music. I was listening to, Kiss and Metallica and rap and stuff. I didn't really know, there wasn't really much going on for me in terms of new stuff. So I got satellite radio, and one of my main channels that I listen to and still listen to now is Octane, which plays a lot of the quote unquote new rock that you're not going to hear on radios because rock radio really doesn't exist. And they started playing Halestorm. And then I started kind of getting into more of these, I guess what you'd call, I don't know, modern rock bands that kind of fall into that category. Bands like Shinedown, another band that I absolutely love, one of my all-time favorites. Bands like Seether, or, I'm not saying these are bands that I necessarily like, but they all kind of fall in that genre. 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, all those bands. And I really, really turned towards Halestorm because it was a rock band, a melodic rock band, with just a ridiculously talented lead singer. That being said, I never owned this album. I only knew a couple of songs on it, but excited to talk about it. I'll save what I think about it for getting into it. But so I was familiar with them, not their entire catalog, but I did know this album, and probably maybe about half of the album I knew.
Okay, so for me, I got to do this first. And that is to Sonny Pooney. That's me clapping. Great pick. Oh, wow. I know nothing about this band. Nothing. I say to you guys all the time, no good music ever started after the 90s. Anything that's good was a band that was created in the 90s. Everything else, I don't own anything by any other artist that wasn't already in the 90s. Okay? As far as female artists are concerned, I like Pat Benatar. I'm thinking out loud, some heart stuff. But most of the female artists that I listen to would be country artists. I like, from the old school, Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette, to 90s country, fucking Patti Loveless, Martina McBride, and artists like that, Kelly Willis and stuff. This is a breath of fresh air. I've heard the band. I heard it out there. I've heard Halestorm. And because of our podcast and out there on social media, I've heard people put stuff up, and it's always people with their fucking lesbian fantasies of Nina Strauss and Lzzy Hale. And so I'm like, who's this Lzzy Hale? And she has short hair. Like, I wasn't really paying much attention to it. I'm like, she looks like a Joan Jett with short hair, like Joan Jett looks like now. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I don't know what this is. I never picked it. So you picked this band. I don't know who the fuck she is. I don't know if she's just the rhythm guitarist. I don't know if she's the singer. I don't know what the fuck this is. I put the album on. This is a whole world just opened up.
Yep.
And I made a comment to you guys, and it was us in our little text exchange, because just from my first interaction with this. And I said, like, Lzzy Hale and Halestorm are why Instagram exists.
Okay.
It's so you can be creepy without being caught as creepy. So you can look at fucking gorgeous people and be like, holy fuck. I didn't know this woman existed. I didn't know how fucking talented she is. I didn't know how hot she is. And now I'm like, okay, I'm only halfway through their scroll thing, looking through. I'm like, good God, holy shit. And I'm like, you two, because I don't even think you guys have Instagram. I'm like, you two guys are missing out. You just to follow Lzzy Hale, okay, Anita Strauss, and actually a bunch of other ones too, and the Daily Samantha Fox ones for you, Tom.
Hell yeah,
yeah. I'm just like, holy shit. That's the look stuff, and I know I'm just joking, but there's obviously some talent here. I'll talk about it as we get into the album, but I knew nothing about this and didn't hear one song, didn't know if Lzzy Hale was a singer or a fucking drummer. I didn't know what the hell it was, okay? So this is all brand new, and I have to tip my hat to Sonny for picking this album because this would never come into my radar because, like I say, nothing good ever came out of the 90s. And I think I'm going to have to amend that, Sonny.
Yep. Nice. That's what this is all about. Yep.
So a little bit of history.
Yeah, go ahead.
History, because not a lot of people know anything about Halestorm, and they don't really. They have music out there. They've been around, obviously, 12, 13 years now in the limelight. They've been around, actually, a lot longer than that. So I just want to give a little bit of history. This is a Philly band. This is a family affair. And what I mean by that is kid brothers in the band. Dad was in the band for a while as a bass player. Mom used to manage them. Like these guys, Lzzy started this band when she was 13 years old. They knew what they wanted to do, and parents were supportive the whole way through. That rhymed, but it wasn't supposed to. But anyway, that rhymed too, I guess, technically. But anyway, so it's kind of nice to know, all right, family supporting. This isn't, I'm fighting through what everybody's telling me kind of I shouldn't be doing versus total support, go help. How do we help? How do we make you who you want to be kind of thing? Now, they got signed to Atlantic Record in 2005. They didn't release their first album until 2009. Mm-hmm. So here we go again with a band, and I'm sure it'll come up, just like Tesla, that's already worked out all their chops before they get to the first album. This is not a first album, and it kind of grows. And they've grown to different things in later albums, but reality is they know who they want to be kind of right out of the gate. This also... It deters from, sometimes you hear about bands that get together, they release that first album, their second album's bigger, third album's bigger, and then now they start having dissension within the band, right? And everybody wants to do their solo thing, and it's all, that person's getting all the limelight, blah, blah, blah. There is absolutely no doubt right out of the gate, this is Lzzy's band. Everything from the album cover to everything that gets done extra from Halestorm. She does a bunch of stuff with Eric Church and Lindsay Starling, and she's in literally everything. She's done a song with Shinedown. Like, there's all these kind of things that she does, and I think the band members are just like, well, it's Lzzy. Like, it helps us, so what do we care? You know, that kind of thing. So I think that part's all cool. I've seen them live many times. These guys are road warriors. So again, right back to the Tesla thing. This is a band that was playing 200 nights a year for years. So when you listen to these songs and they're so tight, that is not just studio magic. That happens live too. I will tell you, RJ's a little crazy live. I'm not going to tell you he plays all the drum parts the exact same way every time. He's a little bit Mark St. John on the drums, kind of a little bit. But, you know, whatever, right? He's good at what he does, so it works. So, yeah, it's a newer band. My guess is Atlantic Records knew they had something. You sign them on, and I'm telling you, 4 or 5 years from now, and you're starting to hear inklings of it right now, but 4 or 5 years to 10 years from now, there will be a bunch of female artists that say they started because of Lzzy Hale. There's no doubt about it. You already hear it. They're big in some of the alternative lifestyle communities, right? She's supportive of basically everything that goes on out there. She's now on TV. She's got an Access TV thing going on. So I think these guys, and I'm sure at some point there'll be a movie because these guys don't just kind of do one thing and one thing only. So hopefully that helps a little bit.
Yeah. No, you brought up a great point, and I'll just kind of follow up on that one about the sound of a debut album, a band, growing pains, working out their kinks. There's no growing pains on this album, and we will get into that when we do the track by track. You talk about a band coming out of the gate with their debut and making their presence known. Holy fuck. I mean, wow. And you brought up another thing about them touring, they're out there. They're that kind of band that likes to get up. I mean, for God's sakes, right now, I can't imagine it's going to happen. They're coming to Massachusetts next month in April. They're touring with, I think, 10 Years, who is another new band that I love. And I think Theory of a Dead Man, who I'm not that really a big fan of, but 10 Years I love. But one thing I just want to say before we get into the track by track about the whole modern rock thing, octane bands, et cetera, et cetera. Lzzy Hale is, we talked about how Joe Lynn Turner elevates an album because of his vocal prowess. Lzzy Hale is just otherworldly with what she can do. And vocalists, I mean, I'm not breaking any ground here by saying this, but they can elevate a band beyond music that is good. It's good. But my ultimate point is that with a lot of these newer bands, some of the bands that I mentioned, a lot of their music it's very melodic, it's accessible, but a lot of times if you were to remove the singer and play the music, you would struggle to be able to identify the band because a lot of these bands sound the same, but the vocalist gives them a little bit of an identity, or in Halestorm's case, a really big identity with Lzzy Hale. Again, I'm going to refer to Shinedown because it's one of my all-time favorite bands. I've seen them in concert. Brent Smith does the same thing for Shinedown that Lzzy Hale does for Halestorm. His ability to take a song that might be a basic type of pop rock construct and turn it into something spectacular with his vocals. That's the reason I like Shinedown, and Lzzy is the reason why I like Halestorm. A lot of these modern rock bands are very interchangeable. That doesn't mean that they're bad and I don't like them, but I think Lzzy there's a reason Halestorm stands above a lot of the bands that I've mentioned.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Ready to get into I can't speak to any of that stuff. So what's the point?
That's okay. No, that's okay.
Ready to get into the album cover?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
What the fuck is this? What I guess it's some sort of like a steampunk type of image.
Yep. Yeah, it's like a steampunk like robotic
Wild West Industrial Revolution type thing, right?
With looks like two girls on the cover, Anthony Kiedis on the left and Rocky Dennis on the right. What the fuck is
Christ
that?
almighty.
That looks like Rocky Dennis.
Well, I'll tell you right now, even Lzzy Hale in her cyborg form is smoking hot on the album.
I just told you, Instagram is created perfectly for Lzzy Hale. This is your debut album. This is what you put out.
I agree. It's a great point.
Put a fucking band out there. Put her in, and if you look at all her videos, the hottest fucking tight black leather pants, looking badass. Right?
Yeah, the inside cover photo would have been a better.
But even
cover.
that, it's not showing her like rocking out and being like a badass in hot pants.
Here's my guess. I have no knowledge of this at all, but I'm just assuming that she did that for the exact reason why you want it, to make this band about the music and not about her, and not about her being a blazing hot front woman.
Have you seen their videos?
I have, but a video is different.
Well, she's not afraid to play that when she has to.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying in terms of selling a CD, she wanted people. Again, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I hear what you're saying, but after reviewing and reading and reviewing and thinking and then watching some videos late at night, I can assure you, this is not a woman that is concerned about her sexuality,
I didn't say
how
that.
hot she is, or fucking the fact that she's actually selling sex. It is. It's not anything to be ashamed of. She's talking about how hot she is and sexy, and the videos all showing this stuff. All I'm saying is this is like, I don't know what this is.
I agree. The album covers. Yeah, I agree. The album cover it's not what I would have done. But
I'm telling you, they didn't choose it.
Who is that? Is it the drummer?
Sonny, go ahead. You just said something about you didn't think they chose
on
it.
The bottom. Wait a minute. Sonny, who's that on the bottom? Yeah,
that's Arejay.
That's her brother, right?
Yeah.
That looks like a girl. It looks like fucking what's her name? Oh, how dare you! How dare you! What's that little fucking
Greta Thunberg telling us about climate change?
It looks like her with long hair.
Oh, God.
How dare you! How dare you!
Yeah, my guess is they didn't choose this. Obviously, Atlantic Records chose this.
Okay.
The cover?
So this is Atlantic Records a miss. This is Halestorm's first album. They don't get to choose what the hell's on the cover.
Okay, well, if I can make a quick comment about the 10th anniversary edition of this, that's also more artwork without a photo. It's more crazy kind of neon blue and pink artwork and that's a picture of her, not no photographs. And her picture deserves to be on the cover of an album.
Agreed.
Okay.
It's just wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
And did they have an image of like steampunk? Did they dress like that?
No.
Because all the videos I've seen, like, what? I don't understand that. Like,
no, I don't know where that comes from. I have no idea. Last time I saw it was in the Wild Wild West movie, right? With what's his name, Will Smith.
Oh, Will Smith.
That's what it reminds me of.
Anthony Kiedis guy in the back.
That's Joe. That's the guitar player.
And then Rocky Dennis is the bass player.
Oh boy, nice, very nice.
I'm sorry, we're not going to become best friends with the bassist from Halestorm.
I don't think we were before. Now I really think there's no chance.
Because he looks like Rocky Dennis. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, there's a shot that he listens and goes, "See, I told you people were going to think that." No,
I've seen the videos. I've seen other stuff. The band, they don't look like this. I don't know who did this.
Yeah,
it's just brutal. It's fucking brutal. It's still better than the fucking come and piss one of Load, but this is brutal.
That's also true. That's a bad cover too. I'm not going to argue with that. I am not going to argue with that.
Yeah. So.
All
right. Anything else you want to talk about? Any of the other comments? The back cover looks like, I don't know, just some black writing here and nothing really special.
Yeah, it's pretty plain. Just the logo and the songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, I know I made reference to the 10th anniversary edition. We are just reviewing the regular 2009 version of this album. Okay.
So, Halestorm released April 28th, 2009, which makes it the most recent album I've ever bought from a band. It was produced by Howard Benson, and the album went gold. It reached up to number 40 on the U.S. Billboard charts. It went to number 11 on the rock album charts. It went number 4 on the U.S. top hard rock album charts. And then for some reason they have Greek album charts and number 33. I don't know why they're big in Greece. I don't where the hell that came from, but maybe they're Greek. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah,
but
it's possible. And even with like Howard Benson, right? So he's done albums with Bang Tango, Pretty Boy Floyd, Motorhead, Sepultura, My Chemical Romance, Theory of a Dead Man, Daughtry, Papa Roach. So obviously somebody at Atlantic is like, look, we got a band that's a combination of all of those, right? They can go play with anybody. And we need somebody that's going to let them be them instead of turning them into something else. And I thought Howard did a good job of that.
Yep. Nice.
I believe he had a co-write on like 9 of these 11 songs.
Yes.
That's cool.
That's another big thing. And the only other thing I want to say is, we'll go through all the artists, songwriters that are on each album as we usually do. I forgot the last album to mention when we did Yngwie Malmsteen's Odyssey that the great Bob Daisley performed on that album on several of the tracks.
That's right.
As a bass player.
Yep.
And that's Bob's second appearance on our show because he was on, obviously did all the work really without the guitar stuff and the vocals on Ozzy's Blizzard of Oz. So Bob Daisley was on it. Here we have keyboards, Howard Benson, the producer, and we also have guitar extraordinaire. And maybe this is why he got big, because Theophilos Xenidis, how you would say it in Greek, better known as Phil X, performs on this. The guitarist for Bon Jovi.
Wow.
Who replaced Richie Sambora.
Yep.
So maybe that's why it's fucking big on the Greek album charts. I don't know.
Could be.
But he also performed on this. So basically, you've got Lzzy Hale is the vocalist, guitar, and keyboard. Arejay Hale does her little brother on the drums, percussion. Joe Hottinger, am I saying it correctly?
Yeah.
Guitar, and then Josh Smith is the bass guitar.
If you're not saying it correctly, Tony will correct you in the comments when we post it on social media.
Well, thanks, Tony.
Also, the album is another thing I love about this album. 11 songs, the standard version, 11 songs, 37 minutes. A nice, tight album. And that's not the only thing that's nice and tight about this album.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Lzzy, please turn it off now. Turn it back on about it.
How could I not say that?
iTunes has a couple extra songs.
Yep.
So they have Tell Me Where It Hurts. That sounds like a doctor visit.
Oh, boy, it's a big one.
Conversation Over and Dirty Mind. I wonder where that's going. Well, that song's
Is
about.
that like a Prince cover, maybe? No,
Japanese edition bonus tracks includes I Get Off, a live version, and Better Sorry Than Safe, another live version.
Nice.
The 10th anniversary edition has a bunch of like extra like demos and stuff, and they call them the basement demos.
Yep.
There's a song called Everyone Dies, Coming Back to Me, Not for Today, and Still Breathing as demos and B-sides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So we're only doing the 11 songs off the basic Halestorm album. Okay.
Yep.
So with that being said, let's go to the first track.
It's Not You. First song, first album, introduction to the world. You get a cowbell and a chorus right out of the gate. And it just kind of goes to show you their swagger. They don't care if they're a new band. It's just, this is who we are. There's this start-stop of the music through the verse that kind of shows how tight they are. The drums, you can hear it immediately. It's kind of driving the song forward. You know, they give a fuck you to Yngwie with a 15-second guitar solo, right? It's perfect and quick. You don't need a 2-minute Bumblebee solo at all. And it is all about the song and message. And the lyrics are about, I'm just basically telling you how it is. So let's just kind of be honest and get on with our lives. There's a few songs about that. This whole thing about I'm in love with somebody, it's just not you. It's awesome. And my connection to Lzzy is it's not a woman scorned. Instead, it's a confident woman. Wild streak. She's a little bit freaky. She's a little bit nasty. She's a little bit fuck you, fuck off. Like it's a lot more aggressive instead of whiny, I guess, or it just puts a woman in a place where it comes off from a place of confidence, which that just makes it even more sexier, to be honest, right? That the person's got the looks and got the swagger. Oh my God. I love this song.
Killer opener, like you said. What a great way to, debut album opening track. And you brought up a great point that I was going to mention too. Opening the song with the chorus. What a unique way to kick off a song. And this song, it's great for so many reasons, but right off the bat, it's showcasing her vocal range. During the verses, she's singing confidently and powerful. And then when you get to those choruses where the vocals just soar and you see her range. And another great point you said that I was going to bring up, this is not a timid woman. This is a badass who's in control, who knows what she wants, knows who she is, and is not afraid to let everybody else know that same thing. And I think it's kind of like it gets you ready for what you're about to hear for the rest of the album. It's Not You, written by Lzzy Hale, Howard Benson, and David
Ivory. It was number 8 on the mainstream rock songs, 46 on the hot rock songs. I don't know what the fucking difference is. It was their second single. Yeah, this is Sonny. I put this on. This was an introduction to your pick, introduction to the band, introduction to the singer, introduction to the album. And I'm like, okay, good. Okay.
Oh, okay. This doesn't suck.
All right. I can dig this. So it goes on. And for me, I just there's so many things in here. And you talk about women and empowerment and things like that. Yeah, it's throughout this whole fucking album. And there's a running theme that if you're a man or female and you're with this person,
oh boy,
you better have some confidence, because an insecure person won't last one day with Lzzy Hale. Holy shit, you better fucking be bringing it, because she ain't got time for shit. and it shows. And I just love there's so many great lyrical lines in this album that stick out. So I'll point them out from here or there. No offense. Like just to be like, yeah, no offense. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm in love with somebody, and it ain't Sonny Pooney.
You don't know that.
It's just a great fuck off song, a kiss off song. You ain't shit. The lyrics are great. The backing vocals are fantastic. It's like a crunchy guitar. I love that nice short solo, and then back into the song. Okay, you had your thing? Back into the song. I mean, it's like coming out of one extreme from the other, from Yngwie to this, right? It's not in the middle, but
yeah, that's what I was saying about these songs. They're so easily enjoyable because they're to the point. They're tightly written. It's just good stuff
and super simple, right?
That's what I mean.
Steve Harris, right? Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. This is Read My Finger. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
See these lips? They're done talking to you.
Yep. There's no subtlety there. There's no There's no subtlety.
There's a couple breakdowns in a lot of these songs that I love. I love the breakdown. You've probably never been shot down before. She repeats that twice. Obviously, I can't sing it, but the vocal. But when I'm saying it, you know what part of the song that is.
Oh yeah,
I love it. Listening to this as your first instincts, you think, okay, so this is the singer, okay? Well, all right, it's a decent voice, It's not a decent voice. It's an incredible voice. I love when singers are passionate. So which gets me to, let's talk about the video. Video starts off with her dumbass brother with his leg up, smacking a cowbell. I will say this. I fell in love with this brother of hers from all these videos. He is insane. I can't stop watching him. What the fuck is he doing back there? He's got all sorts of gimmicks, flipping up and down. But he can actually play the drums, not like Ricky Rocket, whatever the fuck his name is from Poison, with this little shuffle thing he does, and looks like a bozo back there. This guy looks fun, and he looks like a badass going off on the drums. The video. So there's a bunch of them going around on the derby stuff. I'm disappointed I didn't see derby action in some other videos where fucking people are taking flying elbows and getting drilled and shit. Look at her outfit. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? It's the afternoon. I'm trying to listen to some music, watch a video. The fuck is she doing with those long legs and those stockings and just rocking out? You're like, oh, dude, I'm not going to last 5 minutes in this video. I got to go. Too hot. And then going from that to another shot of her in these fucking hot ass leather pants. And I'm seeing her for the first time, really concentrating on it. And she doesn't have short hair, because that's what I've seen photos of her now. Now I see this Lzzy Hale. I'm like, holy fuck. This woman's insane. She's rocking out. And I love passionate voices and passionate singers. So I know we were talking about this before we got on the air about Eddie Vedder and all that stuff. This is Eddie Vedder, early Eddie Vedder. When you'd see Pearl Jam videos and you would see him fucking going nuts and screaming and veins busting out his face and putting all the passion and emotion in. She's doing it, but she looks hot. This is a gorgeous woman singing this and throwing passion into rocking out with rock music. Holy I'm just like, what the fuck? Where did Sonny come? Why aren't you liking more shit like this, Sonny, instead of some of the other crap you throw at us? Holy Christ, you knocked it out of the park with this one. God damn.
And I'll say this, she looks 10,000 times better with long hair. I'm just going to say it right now. It's not even close. This video here, and I'm going to say it again, my wife knows this too. My affinity for female rock star, especially when they have the guitar. I don't know what it is. It's
a phallic symbol.
It's like, man, if you can use your hands to hold that guitar, what else can you use those hands for? I mean, my God, like it's just.
Not holding.
Let me see your hands right now. By the way,
they're here. My hand. I got them here.
They're not holding Shaq's dick. It's a fucking guitar. What do they need?
Oh, it's awesome. Great opener. We got to move on because we're going to keep talking about this song and the video forever.
Let's talk about the video some more. God damn. All right, let's go to the next one. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, this will calm us down. Let's go.
Exactly. This is a more subtle song.
I get off. Okay.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Edit that.
Can we go back to the Valentine episode? Because I want Lzzy to be my Valentine. Okay. So the song is about voyeurism, and it's where the person who's being watched is enjoying it just as much as the watcher. Now, some people say it's about the band's live show and that the band enjoys playing for the folks as much as the folks like watching the band. I think that person hasn't seen the video. This whole thing about you don't know that I know you watch me every night. Like, just hearing her say those words takes me to a different place. There's definitely a groove in this song. The little bullhorn effect, that earworm that happens. The end of the chorus where there's a softer I get off, right? There's all those little solo into the bridge, build a solo, then to just Lzzy, then to a drum fill, back to the chorus. Like there's a lot of people helping writing this stuff. I think Lzzy was careful that she wanted to say her message, but there's people rounding out the songwriting to match the talent that's playing the music because they wanted this thing to be a hit right out of the gate. I'm a sucker for last words of a song with no music, like the music ends and then there's like a word or two said at the end. I absolutely love that. This song, I'm getting chills telling you about it. Yeah, this song is
calm down, Booney.
Here's my hands.
Hands up. Let's see them at all times.
Yeah, this song is like audio porn. It's just the way that she calmly sings the verses, and then when that chorus comes in and it just blows the roof off. I mean, her range is just so outrageous, and it's a simple song, but it does so much in its simplicity that like Sonny was talking about how the verse, the pre-chorus, the chorus, and then how it calms back down, and there's just so much going on, and what a 1-2 punch for a debut album. I mean, really, what a spectacular 1-2 punch for a debut album.
I get off. Lzzy Hale, Howard Benson, Dana Calitri, Nina Ossoff, Kathy Summer. It was their first single that they released, number 6 on the mainstream, 36 on alternative songs, 17 on hot rock songs. So, Sonny, you mentioned a couple things. First was the back and forth between, like, what I don't know, the megaphone vocals or whatever you call it, bullhorn vocals. I love that shit. I love when artists do that here and there and drop it in. Her screaming is it harkens back to the artists that I like as like female rock singers, Ann Wilson, Pat Benatar, that range. So when this comes on, we get the album. I listen to it. I'm hoping she's just not a hot chick that has some good songs. She is extremely talented, and you can tell the solos meh on this one, but there was something about the chorus, and it was so much that it was fucking bugging me. Like, where do I know this? What does this remind me of? That I bugged Tom when he was walking his newfound dog. Right?
That's right.
Yep. And I'm like, hey, I need you for a second. I can't move past this track because this song reminds me. I got to hum it to you so you can tell me, what is this song? What does it remind me of? And it's the chorus part of this. I know what you're going to say, Sonny.
Uh-oh.
It's a give and take kind of life we make. I'm your kind of guy. And I'm not too shy, feeling high and dry.
Oh, my God.
So you think you ought to try. Oh, zone.
That's true.
It's the way the rhyming goes with this. I'm like, what is this song in my head? Na 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 na. I'm like,
it's about twice as fast though.
And the lyrics actually make sense, and they're not fucking stupid schoolboy lyrics. I'm your kind of guy, and I'm not too shy, feeling high and dry.
That's ace. Okay. That's ace for you.
But it's a give. Oh my God! And anyways, the other fun part to this song before we get into the video, I'm playing this all the time in my car. I'm picking up my daughter from school, driving her chair and things. So I'm playing this album constantly. This is why you listen to the same album. Well, because I don't know this one, and Sonny picked it, and I got to learn it. And all of a sudden, this song comes on, and my 12-year-old daughter goes, "Oh, I know this song." I'm like, fuck. Yep. How do you know this song?
I get off.
Yep.
It's a very popular TikTok video.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Have made. Yep.
Wow.
And so she says to me, and I wrote this down, "I don't get this song, Dad. What is she getting off the stairs?"
Oh, God almighty. Stop.
And I'm like, what the fuck did Sonny get me into?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonny, she's getting off the stairs. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
That's what she's doing.
I can understand the lyrics. Yeah. So kids on TikTok are picking up on this and doing videos with this song.
Wonderful.
So just putting that out there.
Wonderful.
Now, the video. She's got that like Assassin's Creed hat on.
Man, so fucking hot.
It's unbelievable.
So
she's just like snarling, like her lip will curl up a little bit and kind of smirk. And you're like, good God, like, God damn it. Like, she's talking about loving being watched. And there's this fucking, I don't know, guy that looks like Andy Garcia, fucking cop, is watching it. And then she gets interrogated by a guy that I would best describe as looking like your partner, Stephen Michael. A Stephen Michael type person interviewing her, screaming at her, but she's like checking out fucking Andy Garcia in the background. The video is just insane. The video's good. I like it. I'm going to tell you right now, I was a little disappointed that they used like the interrogation room watching. Like I wanted the video to be the song. That's what I wanted. You want her in her bedroom, like,
yes, that's what I wanted, and that's not too much to ask. If you're going to give it to me, if you're going to give it to me verbally, give it to me visually.
So you're like the record producer or something like that for Atlantic Records, and be like, you know what? I need to see you refilm this video and get in your room and show me you peeling off your clothes at night.
Exactly.
And I'll play the actor on the other side too.
Yeah, the interrogation room with you in the hoodie, that ain't gonna cut it. We need to reshoot this. But that being said, blazing hot again in this video.
And I think that like the mystery and the snarling, right? The Assassin's Creed thing makes it a little. It's tease, right? It's a little tease. There's a little groove like that. It just makes it hotter. That's all it does.
Mm-hmm.
Leather. God, it's leather. And
I need some water.
Yeah,
put on your black leather.
And goddamn, her fucking brother still distracts me. He's so animated back there. You see him in this video?
He's that way live too.
All sorts of shit, fucking drums flying everywhere and everything. Holy Christ. How the fuck can you be little brother and your sister dressed like that and you just play like nothing's wrong and she's talking about getting off? Like,
because he's getting paid. He's in Halestorm.
That's right.
He doesn't care.
It must be uncomfortable, though.
Probably. Could be, but he's probably past it now. I bet you at first it was kind of weird, but now he's probably like, sing whatever you want. We're selling out venues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Off to the next one.
Bet You Wish You Had Me Back. So a little more mid-tempo here, right? Top-down, convertible, summer-type song. Lzzy can be deceptively dirty in the lyrics. She can be blunt, and maybe I'll share some, but in later albums, she gets even more feisty and more sexy and more dirty and more forward. This whole start and stop of this song, it just kind of shows you the musicianship really of the first three songs. And live, man, does this song work, but you have to be able to pull it off. And Arejay in the back, part of his excitement does create this. He doesn't speed up the song, but he's always putting in fills where there's like no fills are supposed to be. So like Tony's brother, Mark, is a drummer. He absolutely hates Arejay because it's like, I can't follow that guy. Like he's not playing it the same all the time. And I'm like, as long as you've got the accents in the right place and you come into the song and come out of the song like you're supposed to, it's almost like he's doing a guitar solo kind of the whole time. But you know, whatever. You have got to love a song where, you know, you might be thinking that Lzzy, again, maybe doing another woman. You don't know. Like, she leaves it to interpretation of whether she's talking about a guy or a girl. She does that on purpose. But again, it comes confident as hell, right? You got to love about a song. It's like, you're going to be doing that other woman. You're going to be thinking about me. So good luck with that.
Filthy Pooney strikes again. I love it.
Yeah, I didn't write these songs.
You got to say, you are the horniest man I know.
I didn't write these songs.
And I know me.
So, all right. I am really, this type of song, I am such a sucker for a song like this that has a soaring, sweeping chorus, an emotional, like, I love this kind of stuff. I love it. And again, I'm gonna keep referencing Shinedown. Shinedown does a lot of this stuff with their choruses, and I love it. The verses are very cool, but that chorus just sucks me in. And the first time I heard this song, when I was listening to it, specifically the chorus, two people popped into my head immediately that it sounded just like. I played this song for my wife. I told her it was Halestorm. And I said, I'm not going to tell you who I think this chorus sounds like, but I want to see if we're on the same page. And she nailed it. Her first pick, she got it. Her second pick, she got it. Now, these are two pop stars that I really like. I don't know how you guys feel about them. Sonny, I know you're a modern pop guy. I don't know. When she hits this chorus, that could be either Pink singing that chorus or that could be Kelly Clarkson singing that chorus. And it was amazing because as I was listening to it, I heard a lot more Pink. And that, to me, that's a compliment because I love Pink. Pink can do so many things with her vocal range. But that being said, great ballad. And I like, again, we talk about track listings on songs. You come out with two ballsy, kick-ass, sexy rockers. And then you come here, sexy lyrics, but it's a little bit more down-tempo, and I think it's great.
All right. Bet You Wish You Had Me Back from the Tesla version of How to Write a Song with the U's. Yeah. Written by Lzzy Hale, Howard Benson, and Bobby Huff. So the person that I wrote that's pop song that I thought of like this, vocals, and the song when it starts off talking about in the summer remind me of Taylor Swift doing Mine.
Yep.
Okay, so that kind of thing. This is like what I hear on the radio when my kid plays music sometimes. Like these type of pop songs, and you wouldn't think anything of it, but then you could play it hard. You could play it with, like, you know, the guitars toned down and more keyboard and stuff, or you can turn it up. It's also very Alanis-like.
Mm-hmm.
Do you close your eyes and pretend I'm doing you again? What? Like, God, the sounds we made What are we talking about here? What do you mean sounds?
Ooh.
What kind of sounds you made?
God damn.
You biting and shit. This is easy something you would flick the station, and your kid is listening to top 40 stuff, and all of a sudden you'd hear this on the radio. Think nothing of it.
That's a great point.
Pop song. It's like easy to take. You can hear it anywhere and be like, wow. I like the solo for the first time. I like the solo in this. It goes with the song. It's not just like quick, let me just do a little instrumentation and then go right back to this one. Actually plays with the melody in the background of the song and it goes right into it. Just continues the same thing. Vocals are awesome. She just rips up the vocals. She's just incredible singer. Holy shit. This is another very good song. Mm-hmm. So let's go. Because, we're not talking about sex at all. Let's go to the next song. Innocence. Hit it.
Go back to a little bit of the harder edge. And then the lyrics, I guess you could say they get a little darker, right? We don't really know if she's talking about taking somebody's virginity by mistake. I don't know how you do that by mistake, really. Music wise, dude, that guitar riff in the verse with the accents on the drums, that is the Halestorm sound. They do that a lot in a lot of songs in future albums. And then that whole thing where they just stop and she yells, "Follow me home" at like timestamp about 2:15, dude. So this is I remember when I first heard the album, when you get into the fourth song, you start realizing, now that's interesting. So this band does vocals probably as the most important. Drums is second, and everything else afterwards. It's like Arejay has a sound that makes it unique to Halestorm. I don't think Lzzy would be able to do the same type of music without Arejay, and Arejay absolutely can't do it without Lzzy. That's absolutely right. But this song fills the arena when they do it live. This is an arena rock song. There's no doubt about it. Love it.
Absolutely. I love the tempo of this song. Again, track listing, you coming off Bet You Wish You Had Me Back. Kind of turn it up to like a nice, awesome mid-tempo song, a little darker, not as kind of upbeat. And of course, the first note I have written for this song is what you said, that scream, "Follow me." Every time I listen to this, even though I know it's coming, it still kind of is like a gut punch. It kind of just chills me because she does it so easily and quickly, how she just goes from 0 to 60 with that. I love the guitars in this. The drums are spectacular, but they have some kind of creative riffs and kind of guitar things that they do on these songs. Another killer song. The chorus is spectacular. They have a knack for choruses, and I am a sucker for a melodic, emotional type of vocal chorus there, and this is another one.
Innocence, written by Lzzy Hale, Howard Benson again, and Ben Moody. That's the guy from what do you call it there? Evanescence. What do you call it?
Evanescence.
Yeah, Evanescence. That's right. So lyrics, kind of like Fiona Apple.
Yeah,
reminds me of that song, she's like dirty. She's like dirty. Yeah. And I only come when you scream. When I heard this so many times in the playing and stuff, I'm like, all right, I gotta look in the lyrics. I'm like, I gotta look.
How did she spell it?
How is it written? How is it written? I'm like, God damn it! Like, man, but she
did that on she did that on purpose for you to not know.
We know. She wants to take away your innocence. That's like, I've been a bad girl just to break a man just because you can.
Yep.
Right? That's that whole Fiona Apple kind of shit. Back when you're like, dude, should I be like turned on by this 12-year-old looking girl? That a little out there. The child don't follow me scream home. It's just, whoa, here's somebody attention. There you go. You got it. I'm listening.
Yep.
Right? The vocals are great. The sexual lyrics are fucking insane. Just so far, we're into song 4. Okay? Everything is female empowerment, powerful, girl power, all that shit. Not like, Yeah, I'm like the opposite, which is like an NWA. Yeah, I'm gonna go get pussy now, suck my dick and do all that shit. It's like, you know what? I want to be sexy, or if I want somebody, I can have them. She's not like talking about like, yeah, I fucking 69 you and fucking all my friends, like guys
that comes
do.
Later.
Yeah, like men do when we do our shit. Like when we talk, like, you know, sexy lyrics, that what we think are sexy lyrics. When that bitch bends over, like this is different, and it's well written. Like the sexual lyrics are not Kiss sex lyrics. They're not fucking Poison lyrics. They're like well thought out, and like, oh, hey now, hey, how you doing?
You bring up a good point that I maybe haven't made a specific comment on, but the song writing, the lyrical quality of this album is it's really, really, really just again amazing for a debut album. Just really, really well done.
Yep. Let's go grab some Poison.
Okay, so the first power ballad, and it's got that kind of eerie vibe. That's kind of a Halestorm thing too. That comes up in later albums. The eerie vibe, just enough to make it feel a little Rob Zombie, pull it back. You know, that kind of feel a little bit. I'm a sucker for that second voice thing, right? So, you know, when you hear this, take your time, right? Like it's I love that. The lyrics are sang with such like power and emotion because she's talking about this relationship that's not that great. She can't really figure out how to leave it. She's supposed to leave it. She's not really sure. But the vocals got power. It's got soul. It's got enough female, but not too much female. There's rasp, but not too much rasp. It's high, but it's not too high. And then they hung on to that ballad thing about a half song and then went epic. And I had not seen the video in a long time. We'll talk about the video in a little bit, but I'm glad the way they did the video because it matches the epic of the song. I think it's a great ballad. There's no guitar solo, and honestly, they didn't need one.
Songs like this are some of my all-time favorite in rock. Of a slow, building, powerful, emotional ride that you go on, and you start slow, and it takes you someplace, and you feel it as you're listening to it. And as the song increases, as the instruments get added, as the song progresses, when that string section kicks in and her vocal range changes from the beginning of the song when it was more subdued and kind of introductory, the song just takes off. And the song itself, it reminds me of Evanescence. We just mentioned, it reminds me of something Evanescence would do. And I love that band, and I love Amy Lee's voice. Amy Lee's voice can sometimes be a little bit operatic, which sometimes I don't mind. Lzzy Hale's voice is better at this song than I think Amy Lee would have done it justice, I think. But I think Lzzy Hale has a little bit more, for lack of a better word, kind of balls to her vocals that add something to this song. And I haven't stopped listening to this particular song. Just awesome stuff.
Familiar Taste of Poison, written by Lzzy Hale, David Bassett, Howard Benson, David Ivory. So I heard this song. Like, okay, here's the ballad. I'm like, okay, it's building. I'm like, is it going to just stay like this? Where's the drum? It's just like one verse late where you would expect it to come. I actually like that it's different. Like you think that it's going to come in right in like the second verse, all of a sudden drums come in. Reminds me, and I'm not saying it's the same song. It's what I'm just saying that you hold it back, just like Zeppelin and Stairway to Heaven, where like, when's the drums coming in? Or In the Air Tonight, right? When's the drums? Where's the drums? Come on. I know it's coming. Like this, same thing. Like you expect it early and it doesn't come till late. The lyrics are beautiful. They are. They're great lyrics, okay? The vocals are out of this world. Passionate as all fuck. I listened to this. I'm like, should I be liking this? Saw the video. I'm like, we'll get to the video. But I'm like, should I be liking this? It must have been like their song and then there's live versions of this song where the crowd really gets into it and she gets all animated and does it. And I'm like, it's good, but I'm like, I'm not really feeling it that much. Just today, I'm like watching the video again to write down some notes in case I want to remember. I'm like, good God, this song is fucking awesome. I'm like,
yep.
Like it fucking grew on me. And I'm like, it's one of those things, like if we did this again in like 2 weeks, it would probably move more up the charts, but it's taken a while. It grows on you. It's a very good song. You okay if we go into the video?
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's do it.
It's like a film noir, right? From the 40s, like the Black Dahlia.
Yep.
Kind of like that. And she's like, gets murdered and they find her in a swimming pool upside down and stuff. And except like, not like the movie. Remember the movie Black Dahlia with Hillary, but she's like a good looking Hillary Swank.
Yes.
Not attractive Hillary Swank. And you can kind of see where the short hair comes in, because in the video when she's underwater and it's just her real close up, she's got a beautiful face.
Oh God, yeah.
But and then I'm like, wait a minute, she looks like fucking what's her name from Star Wars, little Daisy Ridley there. Yeah. And I'm like, and I didn't notice it before. But regardless, she can pull off the fucking girl you want to like party with and just jump on the stage in the in the video. Not for you. I'm thinking of Pearl Jam now. It's in my head.
It's not you.
It's not you. And then she can go back and she could play like a glamorous actress in the 40s, and you would think nothing fucking of it. You're like, oh yeah, she was probably a movie star with Ava Gardner or somebody else in the 40s and stuff. Unbelievable. And then I don't understand the story, because I'm thinking there's more to it other than some dude fucking obviously poisoned her, and her brother's the doctor, I think, that discovers that she was poisoned, says poison, and then they arrest the guy that did it. I think they're all band members that are playing the actors. I just not familiar with their faces, right?
Yeah, so Josh was the husband, Joe was the detective, RJ was the morgue guy. Yeah. And Josh had poisoned her lipstick. Yeah. And it was the lipstick that ended up killing her. I love the video. Her singing upside down in the water is a little freaky. That's a little freaky.
But your eyes are glued to it, aren't you?
That's right.
Fascinating.
Yeah. The part I like is when she's kind of facing up when the song ends, and then she kind of like closes her eyes as the song ends, and it just adds. Like this is when a well-made, like a story, not instead of a performance video, a story video just adds an extra punch to the song. It's different. Listening to the song while watching the video is a different experience than just listening to the song.
It's a little like the Paula Abdul video. Remember when she did the remake of Rebel Without a Cause with Keanu Reeves?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like that. Now you think of the song differently because there's a video story background.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, and then that one image when she at the end of the video, I thought you were going to say it, and it kind of closes, but then all of a sudden blood starts dripping out in the water. That's a fucking, like, whoever filmed this did a great job.
Yeah.
Except who's the fucking bad guy?
The husband.
Bad guy. Oh, the husband, Josh. That's the bass player.
The bass player. So he went from looking like Rocky Dennis to he looks like fucking, what's his name? I thought it was the guy. I thought for a minute it was the actor from fucking Summer School. He looked like Chainsaw with his fucking
Chainsaw.
Remember Dave and
Chainsaw and Dave, the horror movie guys.
Yeah, Chainsaw was the black-haired guy with the big nose, right?
Yeah.
Not the brown. Okay. Yeah, he looks like Chainsaw got arrested.
Nice.
Yeah, but that is a fucking very, very unique video. Whoever filmed that did a great job.
Yep.
Good, and kudos to them for that. Oh my God! Back to these lyrics. What next?
Not an angel. So here is okay. Like I was mentioning at the beginning of the episode, there isn't very many songwriters, lyricists I listen to that like speak for me. Like there's things that I don't know how to say, right? And two of the top ones for me are Richie Kotzen and Lzzy Hale, right? There's something about the way they write that makes me feel the lyrics, if that makes sense. Because I'll tell you, I ain't an angel. Like I'm not easy to live with, right? Thank God my wife is, right? So this whole song about like, I want to be with you, but you got to figure out like, I ain't exactly perfect. So when shit goes bad, like it's on you too, because you should know this before you like get in with me kind of thing. That crunch at 50 seconds, that little guitar, right before just earworms,
Yep.
right? And then bring it back down in the second verse. This is a tailor-made song. Thank God I had already stopped drinking. This would have made it into the car from the bar with Tony singing in Q flat. This would have been one of those songs. There's no doubt about it. And then that play on words at the end, I'm starting to think maybe you like it, that I'm not exactly an angel, right? So just well written. And I think this is where you realize, and you guys have already talked about it, is it pop metal? Is it hard rock? Is it power pop? Is it top 40? Like, you don't really know, because I think you've heard it all by now.
You can hear different versions. What you're saying, you can hear different people do it, like softer, the same song, same everything, but just tone different instruments down and be on pop charts. Or you can fucking turn up the guitars a little and be like, oh, that's a metal song.
Yeah.
But the one thing I would say to you, Sonny, is like you talk about, you're not easy to live with. You don't look like Lzzy Hale. So anybody else putting up with you should be like,
that's a good point.
Yeah, I'm a little difficult to deal with. All right, see ya. And you'd be like, wait, don't go. Like Lzzy Hale, people are like, I'm difficult to be with.
I'll take it.
But look at you.
Look at you.
You can punch me in the face with a fucking bandsaw when we're done. I don't care.
So with this song, I love the introduction of like the acoustics during the verses, kind of like the slow acoustics there. And then again, another emotional chorus that kind of shows her vocals just taking off. And I love that part. I don't have wings, so flying with me won't be easy because I'm not an angel. And her voice is so she can do so many things, and everything she does with it works. She can sing about pain and anger and love and sex and whatever tone she's using, it's effective and believable. And that's a gift.
You know what remind me of, Tom, when you were talking like this? It reminds me of fucking the scene in Slapshot. Like there one part you got fucking the goalie. They are so beautiful. and then you got Mo saying, this isn't art, this is sex.
This is sex.
You make me sick when you speak, Maurice. They ought to show more of her ass. Like, that's us talking, like, her vocals, the fucking lyrics. And then like, dude, look at her fucking ass. Oh, like
pretty much.
You're conflicted. You don't know whether to be like respectful and appreciative or just be like, I'm a fucking hornball. Like, I can't deal with this.
The comments on this episode are going to be like, Jesus, no wonder you haven't done a female-fronted artist before.
They're going to be like, dude, we're going to have a contest. Which one of you guys are going to be on fucking sex crimes from this to the She episode between the two of them? They're going to be like, you guys need therapy.
To make up for this, we'll do a Grim Reaper album next month.
How to lose a boner in 1 second.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Zeus, I'm not an angel.
I'm not an angel. Lzzy Hale, Howard Benson again. Marty Fredrickson. That's the guy that was the singer for Almost Famous. And then the other one is Cara DiGuardi. And that's the female judge from American Idol that was on there only because she was a great like songwriter / producer. So this is the type of talent she surrounded herself with. Well, I should stop saying she, the band, wink, wink, surrounded themselves with to create this awesome album. So lyrics again, I'll make you bleed internally. Dude, give me 2 minutes. I will bleed internally for 2 minutes with it. I don't know about you guys. Would you?
Whatever it takes.
Yeah. I'll fucking take a punch by Mike Tyson in his prime to be with her. Kidding me? But again, you got to be one tough, secure man to be with her, or female. To fly with me won't be easy. Hurting you when it's hurting me. Again, just well thought out, awesome lyrics. You can interpret them one way or another. It's stuff where you can again, you have that conflict that we've talked about, Tom, where we always say about Kiss. Like, I can put these lyrics up there. I'm not embarrassed that, you put up a Black Diamond, you put up some other song. Yep. And then you got the fucking Read My Body.
That's always the go-to shit song when we talk about Kiss lyrics.
Oh, what's the fucking awful one off of Crazy Night?
Oh, what? Oh, when you? Oh, I thought you were going to say when your walls come down.
What? Hey, diddle diddle?
Yeah, the Cats and the Fiddle, or whatever the fuck. He's just settle down, Paul, with your fucking nursery rhymes.
These lyrics are fucking something you can say, like, dude, this is an artist that's a favorite artist of mine. Read her lyrics. Read what she's always talking about. I'm super impressed, and the vocals are off the charts as usual.
Yep.
So, anyways, that's I'm Not an Angel. Let's go to the next one.
What were you expecting? So this is basically your fucking Chuck song, right? It's like this whole, we're a funner song, but you do realize this was a one-night stand, right? You thinking about another lullaby? Like, you think about hitting this again? You better think again. Fuck off. That kind of thing. Everything about you makes me scream.
I love it. Yeah, but the next line's even better.
Oh, dude, that second verse is absolute lyrical gold. So maybe if you guys don't talk about it, we'll talk about it. But the song's almost at a punk pace. It's got that little bit of an industrial Rob Zombie kind of aggressive feel to me. But that whole I never was, right? And that hey, those are all earworms. So like live, it's Arejay singing the I never was. So you hear Lzzy singing the song, and then the drummer is doing the I never was, which is really cool. But this song, dude, I don't think I've ever heard a funner song about, yeah, I did you, now get the hell away from me. Like, that's pretty cool.
Oh my God, this song! I don't know where to go. Well, first of all, to start off, you brought up Rob Zombie. John 5 is a co-writer on this song, so that could have ended because you're right. This is a very aggressive. This is you go from I'm Not an Angel to this, and it's like fucking a big 180. The riff is just insane. You brought up that whole thing about I never was. Every time she says a line, you got that in the background, and then when that chorus comes in, again, it. Oh my God. And when she screams and hits that high note of you must be high, it is, again, you start to feel like you start to feel bad. Like, is she singing? Like, did I do something wrong? Because I feel like she's yelling at me right now. Like, she sings with such what's the word I'm thinking of? She sings with such
confidence.
Confidence, passion, yeah. That every word is like, God damn. And when she says, "Be a man and get off your knees," it's like, oh my God, I feel like, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's like just an unbelievable. This song fucking rips, and there's so many songs we go through. We're going through the track listing. I know. It's Not You, and I get off of the big ones. A song like this, my God, it should have been a big hit. Oh, I love it. Oh, killer.
What were you expecting? Written by Lzzy Hale, Howard Benson, John Lowry, and James Michael.
Yeah, and John Lowry is John 5. I don't know why.
And James Michael's the guy from 6 a.m.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the beginning chorus, it sounds boom, bam, boom, boom, bam. I thought it sounds like Primus's Winona's Big Beaver.
Oh, remember that
God.
Song? Yeah.
Bam, 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 except didn't have the crazy, stupid bass in there. But yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this? This song's going to be different. But then it goes out of that and comes back into the normal type. This is a big fuck you type of song to somebody who thinks they're all that. You have to be the most fucking confident person to be with this person because she will treat you like shit. And I will take it. So if there's an offer out there, I will take the abuse. You can fucking tell me what are you thinking? Get the fuck out of here. I don't care how much you emasculate me. You can come on this podcast and emasculate me. I will take 2 minutes.
Wow.
I don't care.
All right.
Doesn't matter to me. I don't know about you guys, but Unless Sonny cuts me in line. But nice, quick, short solo. I will tell you, this song, this is the one that it catches you by surprise. This is the Sun and Steel for me on this album.
Yep.
This is the one that no one talked about. No one said anything to expect it. I picked it up on my own. There are things that certain people do, and you talk about these earworms, things that we all like in music. I never was shit in the background, back and forth, the callback that's going on throughout the whole song. I fucking love that shit, okay?
Yep.
The You Must Be High scream. First of all, the fact that someone's like, that expression that we say every day became part of the song. What are you, high? You must be high if you think that this is anything other than what we just did.
Yep.
You must be high. And she's screaming that. A little bit of a whole kind of a Courtney Love whole kind of scream. And I fucking love that. I can't say enough. I think this song is a standout track. It's just awesome. Ballsy. Let's go to the next one.
Love, Hate, Heartbreak. Give it all away. Take it all away. All right. So Lzzy, you guys don't know this, but she started on piano. But you got to love a woman that says in an interview, at some point, you have to choose whether you want to be James Hetfield or you want to be Elton John. I chose James Hetfield.
Nice.
Right? So the guitar riff in the verses, the drums are creating that, I'll just say, Halestorm patented groove again. Then the second guitar enters during the second half of the verse. The solo is short. It fits. It's enough. It's unbelievable, the message that can be shared in a ballad, a sexy song, a fun song, and a more metal type song. So I really like this song. It's a little more metal though, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I was going to say that. The only problem I have with this song is it kind of loses its groove a little bit for me when it gets into that give it all away, take it all away. I get it. It adds to the structure and the texture of the verses, and I understand why it's there. The chorus saves this song. Not that it really needs saving, but another just singing to the heavens, just a soaring vocal that she's doing, and the chorus is just spectacular. We can talk about the video when we go around to Zeus, but yeah, it's definitely a harder rocking, like edgier type of song for the album.
Love, Hate, Heartbreak. Lzzy Hale, Howard Benson, Tommy Henriksen. A couple things. First thing I wrote, vocals are insane. Lyrics are awesome. Again, this is in that vein of, this could be a pop song, could be on the radio, could be a more hard rock song. It could go either way. The solo is nice and short and kind of like a lot of these solos, except for a couple, are not very melodic, or they're non-existent in a lot of these songs too. And I think you're right, Sonny, where the focus is on the singer and the focus is on the drummer. Not very many bands, the guitarist, the only one I can think of is like Motley Crue, where the guitarist isn't like the biggest focal point or the top two focal point. Mm-hmm. Whereas Motley Crue, the other three are bigger focal points in Mick Mars. The chorus, and it haunts you, and it haunts, are fantastic. Yep. But I like the give it all away, take it all away. And she keeps saying that in those callbacks. I like that shit. It built like that, almost like a little like machine gun. Give it all away, take it all. I like that stuff. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. Someone told me, "Oh yeah, that was the top 10 hit in 2010." Like, okay, I believe you. Great song. Next,
Better Sorry Than Safe. So obviously everybody's heard better safe than sorry saying in their life. I love it when a songwriter makes something clever out of something that has been said for eons, right? The lyrics are absolutely perfect here because there's I don't quite get why I ain't happy. So there's a little bit of a victim, but I ain't taking no chances. So basically I'm a get out. And I don't know if you noticed, but in the first verse, it was, I wake and I plan my escape. And on the second verse, I wake and I make my escape, right? So there's a storytelling happening. And like I said, she doesn't quite know what's wrong, but she's basically just going to say peace out. There is absolutely not enough words for me on this song. One of my favorite songs of all time by any band ever. This is straight out of my personal diary. There is no doubt about it. Right, this would be in my top 25 songs of all time, kind of thing. Probably giving away a little bit on the rankings later, but anytime when I hear the song live, and I've seen them 12 times probably. Like the minute this song starts, like my mood changes because when you guys know when you guys were talking about it on the single soundtrack a little bit, it's like when that song connects. That brings out feelings of stuff that you felt before. It's a totally different feeling and a tie to a band. And, when people are giving this album a chance, they'll be like, what the hell's all the hubbub about this? It's like, guys, just go back to something that connects with you, and that's why it's a hubbub for me.
Yep. No, good point. Yeah, it's a great kind of mid-tempo, like rocker ballad type song. This is another song, kind of like when we said, Bet You Wish You Had Me Back. This could have been another song that could have been, maybe Pink could have taken it and made it like a top 40 hit. I mean, it's tailor made for that. It's a well crafted song. And we've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. The versatility of this band to be able to kick your ass with a rock song and then to slow it down with something like this, or, to do so many different things, I think is just, it's amazing. Yeah, it's a good song. I'm not going to pretend that I like it as much as Sonny, but as we've mentioned before on Jar of Flies and on singles, when a song connects to you, that elevates your love of that song than maybe somebody that doesn't have that connection. But that being said, it's another good tune for sure.
Meh. I'm joking. I just like Sonny when he gets passionate. Doesn't happen often when he gets really passionate about something. I love the song. It's a great song. Written by Lzzy Hale, Cody Hansen, and Brian Howes, if I'm saying that correctly. Yep, Howes. And Sonny, so I know what you mean. Country music does that all the time. Takes a phrase, changes it around. I'll give you one off the top of my head. Tim McGraw. It's a business doing pleasure with you. About him having to buy her shit to keep her fucking happy, right? So things like that, I get it. I love that stuff, especially if it's done clever. This is like a pop type of song, and Pink could have had this. This could have been a Pink top 10 hit, top 5 hit. You wouldn't think anything of it. And be like, oh, Halestorm is covering it? Okay. And they made it more rock. Another well-done song. It also begins in the beginning part, reminds me of like a little bit of Roxette. It Must Have Been Love, things like that. The pop kind of it, the good vocal work. It's a grass is greener type of philosophy. No room to breathe. Wishes he cheated to make it easy to dump his ass.
Yep.
Right. Again, it's like I'm maybe in the future albums, Sonny, if I get into them. I'll wait for the song where she says, you know what? I'm satisfied. I met the love of my life. I don't need anything else. You're a good person. Like everybody else is just not cutting it for her. Nobody is enough. Nothing is enough. Again, just need 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Nice solo. Back to the song. The vocals and the lyrics. I mean, what are you going to say?
Yep.
It just, this is a fucking talented person. Oh, next one with the word dirty in it. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Go ahead.
Dirty work. So back to the aggressive riff. This whole build it all the way through the chorus and end it with a gang vocals and then bring it back down in the second verse, right? Even though it's dirty lyrics. My royal garden needs a hired hand. Plant your seed, darling. My roses are in your hands.
That is insane.
Paul was going shit nuts in 2009 because the last song he wrote was Modern Day Delilah. And he's wondering how the fuck he missed in this. But here's where, all right, I want to share you with some lyrics with you. from a later album. Okay? So listen up here because I think you're going to maybe like these lyrics. Just to give you an idea of where she grew to. I think we should make out. In a few hours, you're getting on a plane. There's a pretty safe bet you'll never see me again. I love your accent. I wonder how it'll sound when you come. Let's see if blondes and brunettes are more fun. I'm on the very top floor, room 1334. There's a king-size bed, but we can do it on the floor. Turn your cell phone off. Leave a sign on the door that says do not disturb. And if I were you, I'd bring your girlfriend too. 2 is better than 1. 3 is better than 2. Leave a sign on the door the whole night through saying do not disturb.
God damn. Yikes.
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Holy shit.
The song is called Do Not Disturb. Go check it out. You will love the song. And it just kind of gives you an idea of she gets even more forward.
I love it.
It's like I can push the envelope even farther. I don't need to say it's my roses in your hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. No, this song just rips. I mean, what a cool riff. That section where the bridge goes into the chorus. It's another kick-ass rock chorus with melody like they've been doing. And it's kind of got a little bit of the drum beat kind of shuffles along as it leads itself into the chorus. But I love that. Like I love that repetitive, like hard rock and like almost metal type chorus. Just another killer tune here. You know, they just keep knocking it out.
Dirty work. Lzzy Hale, Gavin Brown, and Cara again, DioGuardi. Get on your knees. Bow to your queen. No fucking problem. Young, willing, and able. I think we all have at least one of those three. We're all willing. I don't know if we're able and we're not young.
Oh, I'm able. I'm not young.
I'm not able to keep up with that. I'm able to go for 2 minutes with her. 2 minutes.
Intervals.
Honestly, the chorus is kind of weak. Do my dirty. This is the only one that I just. But if this is the weakest part of this whole album, that chorus, then good God, they're off to a fucking awesome start. The line of the chorus sounds like the chorus. There's a part where he goes, oh, it almost sounds like that part in Dream On. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. A decent song. Not much of to it than that.
Okay.
Let's finalize this with the last track.
So if you didn't know by now, none of these songs have anything to do with love.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they end with nothing to do with love. You realize that they do a good job of kind of letting the vocal melodies breathe, create the mood and melody. Nothing becomes too overbearing. If there's a guitar going to do something, drum's going to do something, you got your time. And that's why some of this stuff comes off well live. But their songs, now we've heard metal, we've heard pop, we've heard rock. This is why they go out with Alice Cooper, or they're 80s enough to go out with Lita Ford, or they're pop enough to go with Eric Church, or I've seen them with Disturbed. I've seen them with Avenged Sevenfold. Like, it doesn't really matter. And honestly, the Monsters of Rock cruise, which is basically all 80s hair metal bands, #1 most requested band on the cruise, Halestorm. Right? Wow. So nice. These guys have figured out a way to connect with the entire genre, no matter where you're in, as long as you can get exposed to them.
Yep.
Right? That's anytime that I kind of befriend a new rock fan, right? It's like, hey, have you heard Halestorm? You might want to check this out. And normally they get hooked. But great song, and another fucking Chuck song, and I still want her to be my Valentine.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, another just spectacular chorus that where her vocals just take off. You came, you fell, you thought this was something else. And then when this has got nothing to do with love, then you kind of get like that, like metallic, almost like that gutter, like that scream underneath that kind of gives a song a little bit more edge than it normally would have, where it's like this has got nothing to do with you beg, you plead, you wanted more than you could keep. Oh, this song, it checks off all those boxes. It's got melody, it's got just a kick-ass riff. This is a standout track for me on this album for sure. This is a great way to end the album.
Nothing to Do with Love by Lzzy Hale, David Bassett, Howard Benson. Very poppy. I just put I like the verses better than the chorus. I like the riff. The vocals, of course, outstanding. Sometimes I get so bored of you, boy. I'm not the one you want to give your heart to. I don't give a fuck about my heart to you. Just, god damn. Awesome way to end an album. Awesome way. And that's the last one. Nothing to do with love. Final thought?
Yeah, for me, this album is super personal to me. Lzzy, since we know you're listening probably, your music and message connected to this middle-aged guy. I've told you that personally. You were great to the kids. We met you a couple of times. And I've got two girls. One is 18, the other one's 17. And they got into Halestorm in their early teens, even a little bit before that. They, neither one really listens to Halestorm a ton now, but they both love music. And I think Lzzy being the confident female helped with that. So I appreciate that. I listen to Halestorm every single week. And Halestorm's one of my favorite bands of all time. I listened to the album again last night. Still gives me chills listening to some of the songs. I just love Halestorm, period.
Yeah, like I said, I knew a little bit about this band. I knew a couple of songs off this album, but wow, what an awakening! A pleasant surprise to realize that this is one of those rare top to bottom albums. There's nothing skippable on this song. I would throw this album in on shuffle, and I would love everything that came across. It's bands like this. I've mentioned it before. Kind of like you refer to like that modern rock sound. A lot of them are similar, and she just takes Halestorm to a level that they deserve to be at. A great album. Great pick, Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny, for me, I told you I started this episode with me clapping and thanking you because, I would never have heard of this band. Well, I've heard of them, but I would never be listening to this band. I would never got onto. This is why I love doing the album review crew with you guys.
Yep.
I love when Tom picks an album that I can get passionate about. I love if Sonny picks an album that I know nothing about and I got into. So far, there are 3 albums I had to purchase that I didn't have. Mm-hmm. Load, Peace of Mind, and Halestorm. All 3 of them hit them out of the park. Mm-hmm. I love all 3 of them. Yep. All 3 of them will always be on my playlist or always in my shuffle. I can't say enough about it. When we rank these, we'll get to that part and stuff.
Yeah.
But thankfully, we've yet to get to an album that I'm like, this fucking album sucks.
Right.
Yep. I was worried about this when you picked this because I knew nothing about them. And I don't remember. I hear more people bragging about Nita online about hotness than Lzzy Hale, believe it or not. I don't know what fucking they're smoking these days.
Well, Nita pre-lips was smoking hot
before the collagen and all that fucking shit.
Yeah.
Now it's just way overboard. But I got to commend you, Sonny. Great pick, great selection. Mm-hmm. So now we get to the fun part. We get to do the song selection and who picked what, where. So there are 11 tracks. So Sonny, you are picking first. What do you have as song 11?
So these rankings will be interesting because I've lived with this album the longest. Tom somewhere in the middle. We got a newbie to the album, basically. My number 1 is solid. My 2 through 11 are literally interchangeable. So I don't think we're going to be anywhere near each other in the rankings. My number 11 was Bet You Wish You Had Me Back.
Okay. So I'll preface my rankings here. First of all, Sonny is going to absolutely cut my head off with my last ranked song, but that's okay. But my point is, this is a rare album that we've done here where my top 2 are interchangeable depending on my mood. After that, I could have ranked these by throwing a dart because I wouldn't have been, if my 11th song came in at 4th, I would have been like, that's fine. If my 4th song, and that to me is a compliment to the album of how strong and consistent it is. So that being said, I want to break the bad news to Sonny that at number 11 is Better Sorry Than Safe.
That's okay.
And I like the song.
Yeah.
I like the song, but as we say all the time, something needs to be at a number. So,
And your favorite song's last.
I'm sorry.
Better sorry than safe.
Yeah.
Number 11 for me, Dirty Work. Now,
Okay.
I want to add something too before we go through the rest of these. This album, and when we go to the selection, it may not be a little bit different when we go to whole albums. This was the closest thing that I have to Bon Jovi's debut album for me.
Wow.
I always say Bon Jovi's debut has nothing bad on it. I like all the songs. There is nothing that says, oh my God, that's fucking horrible.
Yep.
Nothing on this album. My number 11 may be number 6 if we did this in 6 months. I like Dirty Work. It's not a bad song at all. It's very good, but something had to be there. And that's how I feel about Bon Jovi's debut album. Same thing. A lot of just good songs. But go ahead. Sonny, back to you, number 10.
My number 10 might surprise Tommy. What were you expecting? Is my number 10.
That's just ridiculous. That's
He sent me a text earlier. I'm like, oh, he's not going to be happy with
that's
my ranking.
just ridiculous. Okay.
A touche.
No, but honestly, like Zeus said it, this is to find an album where you're not like, oh, I hope this song plays instead of that song. Like to find an album where you are excited for whatever pops up on the shuffle. That's rare. Like that is rare. And this is that album. Number 10 for me is I'm Not an Angel.
All right. Number 10 for me is Nothing to Do with Love. What?
I told
No,
you.
I'm just
all over the place.
No, this is great.
Oh, so that's going to be your number 1 then? Okay.
No. I think what's going to be funny is when we try to pick the 4 songs for the poll.
They're gonna all
Because
be the same.
usually it's easy, but go ahead.
Number 9 for me is Love, Hate, Heartbreak.
That's my number 9.
You guys are insane. Okay, number 9 to me, I'm Not an Angel.
Okay.
Number 8 for me is Nothing to Do with Love.
Wow, what is happening here? Number 8 for me is Dirty Work.
Number 8 for me, Innocence.
Number 7 for me, Familiar Taste of Poison.
Do you even like Halestorm?
I knew you guys.
How?
I've been living with this album for 10 years.
I think everybody's number 1 pick has already been picked by somebody. Been picked by the other people. Like, so the number 1 pick is going to be all over the place.
All right, number 7 for me is Bet You Wish You Had Me Back.
Number 7 for me, Sonny, Familiar Taste of Poison.
Number 6 for me is Innocence.
Number 6 for me is It's Not You.
Wow. Number 6 for me, I Get Off. A couple times this episode.
Number 5 for me, Dirty Work.
Number 5 for me is Innocence.
Oh. Number 5 for me, Bet You Wish You Had Me Back.
Number 4 for me, I'm Not an Angel.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me, I Get Off.
Ooh, you do.
God damn.
Number 4 for me, It's Not You.
All right. Number 3 for me, I Get Off.
Number 3 for me, Nothing to Do with Love.
Number 3 for me, Love, Hate, Heartbreak.
Wow.
Number 2 for me is It's Not You.
Number 2 for me is What Were You Expecting? My 1 and 2 could have been shuffled depending on my mood. Right now, my mood is to have this at number 2.
Number 2, Better Sorry Than Safe.
Wow.
My number 1 is Better Sorry Than Safe.
Jesus Christ. That was my 11.
Yeah.
Wow. And you guys shit all over my number 1 pick, which was Familiar Taste of Poison. Wow.
That's your number one taste?
That's it. That's my number one taste. Yep.
That's your number one pick?
Yes. Yes.
All right. You guys probably weren't paying attention. Do you know what my number one pick is?
What were you expecting?
Yep.
That song fucking rips.
Oh, that song fucking rips.
Yep.
God, you must be high. I'm going to scream that every time Sonny makes a pick for the future of this show. You must be high.
We gotta cut. You gotta edit out that clip and just drop it in there.
Yeah, you must be high. Anytime Sonny makes a pick.
Yep.
Oh man.
All right. So the top 4, which may be the song for the poll, I guess.
Perfect.
Coming in at a total of 14. Better Sorry Than Safe. Wow. Coming at 13, tied for 13. What were you expecting? Tied for 13 was I Get Off, and number 1 was It's Not You. It's Not You was number 1 with a 2, a 6, and a 4.
I knew that I Get Off and It's Not You would be there because that's like the two most popular, but I can't believe that. I mean, I think that just speaks volumes about the type of album this is, that my 11th ranked song that I like was your number 1 and Zeus's number 2? Yeah. I mean, that just tells you, but, oh no, now here comes the fun part.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, yikes.
So now we're going to do album covers, comparing it to all the other albums we reviewed so far on the album review crew. So the album covers we reviewed are Appetite for Destruction, Slide It In, OU812, Super Unknown, Pyromania, Load, Peace of Mind, Bon Jovi, Blizzard of Oz, Jar of Flies, Winger, Singles, Soundtrack, Mechanical Resonance, and Odyssey. Now we're doing Halestorm's debut.
Yeah, so right now my rankings are from 1 to last. Peace of Mind, Slide It In, Blizzard, Pyromania, Appetite, Tesla, Bon Jovi, Singles, Winger, Super Unknown, Jar of Flies, Odyssey, and OU812. And Halestorm is going to go in between Tesla and Bon Jovi at number 7.
Nice.
Okay.
I do not have an updated list of the rankings.
I'll read it to you. Son.
Prepared as usual, I see.
Yeah. It's me.
Tom,
it's better sorry than safe. So.
Hey, you just sounded like I better I get some meatloaf before I decide and make my decision.
Yeah, if you could give me my album rankings, I'd like to know where Lzzy Hale's in this thing. I got a poster of her, so.
I didn't even have to use any tape to stick it to the wall. Yours is Blizzard of Oz, Peace of Mind, Appetite for Destruction, Pyromania, Mechanical Resonance, Slide It In, Odyssey, Jar of Flies, Super Unknown, Single Soundtrack, Bon Jovi, Winger, Load, OU812. I said every time this comes up, I do not understand. It's just the band pick.
Nothing will ever.
That doesn't make sense.
But that's now an inside joke where that is never going to not be last for me.
Oh, my goodness.
But Halestorm is going to go right behind Slide It In for me.
Oh, it's ahead of Odyssey.
Yeah, Lzzy Hale's a little bit better looking than Yngwie.
Although Yngwie's hair is very sexy.
Yngwie is handsome. Lizzy's even robotic steampunk Lzzy Hale is good. So,
well, you also got Anthony Kiedis, Greta Thunberg, and fucking Rocky.
What's the matter with you?
Rocky Dennis.
Oh God!
In a steampunk attire. All right, my rankings: Blizzard of Oz, Appetite, Peace of Mind, Slide It In, Pyromania, Jar of Flies, Mechanical Resonance, Super Unknown, Singles, OU812, Bon Jovi, Odyssey, Winger, and Load. I am putting Halestorm just underneath Bon Jovi and above Odyssey.
Nice.
It would have done better. It's another one of those. I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Done so much better, but it's still Lzzy Hale. But and it's interesting because I can laugh about it and come up with who does this guy look like?
Oh, that's Rocky Dennis. Yeah, I'm going to pick him.
Rocky Dennis. He looks like Chainsaw from fucking. All
Summer
right.
School. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Oh,
Oh, dude, that is fucking epic.
it's a great out of the nowhere movie because
Yeah.
it's like Mark Harmon and Kirstie Alley, 2 TV actors in this fucking movie.
One of the most underrated, under the radar 80s comedies. So good.
And I believe that movie started the whole 2 dumb stoner blonde and brunette type characters.
Probably.
Because after that, Bill and Ted's came out, Beavis and Butthead came out,
Dazed and
Wayne-
Confused, right? Yeah.
Wayne and Garth came out.
Yep.
The 2 different, I think that's what started off. Anyway, so we're going to go to album rankings now. This is the best albums that we've ranked so far. Sonny, you want to read yours?
So right now I have it from 1 to last. Slide It In, Appetite, Tesla, Pyromania, Winger, Peace of Mind, Bon Jovi, OU812, Blizzard of Oz, Odyssey, Single, Super Unknown, Jar of Flies, and Load. Halestorm is the 4th best album I own, period. And we haven't talked about the other 3 albums, so this is my number 1 album.
Holy shnikes. I thought it might happen, but I wasn't sure. Wow. God damn. All right. So I think I have this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to read my list. Zeus, I might. All right. Mechanical Resonance, number 1. Singles, number 2. Pyromania, Jar of Flies, Appetite, Odyssey, Blizzard, Super Unknown, Load, Slide It In, Winger, OU812, Bon Jovi, Peace of Mind. Okay, this is very, very difficult for me to rank, and that is because this is a new album competing against like long time like classics, but it's an album that even though it's new to me, I just love everything about it, and because it has no skips on it, I can't put it higher than this particular album because I've loved this album longer. But I'm gonna put this. This is tough. This is fucking tough, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to put this behind Odyssey and above Blizzard of Oz.
Okay.
Because of the unskippability of it. I love Blizzard of Oz. I love Super Unknown. I love Load. I love all those albums that are beneath it. But they have 1 or 2 or 3 songs that are kind of, that's okay. There's none of that on Halestorm for me.
Okay. So my rankings: Blizzard of Oz, Pyromania, Appetite, Mechanical Resonance, Singles, Jar of Flies, Bon Jovi, Super Unknown, Slide It In, Peace of Mind, Load, Odyssey, OU812, Winger. For me, I can tell you right now, it's easy that for me, I have no skippers on this.
Yeah.
The problem this album has, I would say this album has a bunch of like 7s and 6s.
Yep,
Okay?
I can see that.
Nothing 4s and 3s and 2s.
Yep.
Okay. It has like maybe 1 8 and above for me. That's
Okay.
what the issue is. So this is a new album that I got into, like Sonny's Peace of Mind and Your Load. I'm going to put
Your
this in-
Load.
Yeah.
I get that. Your Load.
I wanted to say that. I'm putting this at number 12. So
Wow. Okay.
I'm putting this right underneath Load and above Odyssey.
Okay.
For me, Load and Peace of Mind have songs that are like 9s or above. Like Load has, I've gotten to the point where there's a bunch of songs that I really like on it.
Yep.
Maybe a couple duds, but it's also got like 14, 15 tracks. Peace of Mind has a lot of good songs on it, and I don't think there's a dud on it. Maybe a couple in the end on Peace of Mind that we've talked about, but the other ones that are great, like The Trooper, come on. And I like this album. I told you, this album reminds me of Bon Jovi. I don't think there's anything bad on it. Nothing. So
Yeah. For me, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, but I just don't have the familiarity like I do with Bon Jovi, the sentimentality that I've had with that.
Yeah, for me, it's difficult because, when I look at my list, I'm like, okay, I'm going to say that Halestorm is better than Super Unknown. Well,
That's easy.
Well, for you it is, but for me, Super Unknown there's holes in that album. So if I'm going to, we're getting to the point, and I think I say this every episode, and forgive me for sounding like a broken record. We're getting to the point now where ranking these albums is increasingly difficult, borderline impossible. And my last ranked album, I still really like Peace of Mind. I still really like Bon Jovi. I don't know. I feel like I need to like defend my picks because I know a lot of people are going to be, how the fuck can you have Halestorm above Super Unknown and slide it in? I'm like, I don't know. Today, that's the rankings. And Zeus, you always say when we ask our guests on the show the Murph questions, when we say, what's your favorite Kiss song, favorite Kiss album? We always say today. These are my rankings today. And that's all I can do. So
one interesting note I want to make, and that is in the last 2 to 3 weeks in season 2, the last 2 to 3 episodes, 2 number ones have been picked by us.
Yeah.
Your Mechanical Resonance and Sonny's Halestorm.
That's
Mine
right.
was Blizzard of Oz, which was album, I think, number 9 we did. I'm not sure. But I think Blizzard of Oz was 9.
Okay.
I just, you know what? It's competitive. Even the Winger album at 15 for me, I like it. I can listen to it. I don't really skip anything on it.
Yeah.
I'll play it through. And that's 15. So we're at the point now that someone's like, oh, you just put Halestorm at 12? Yeah, but I really like that album.
Yep.
I like Odyssey. OU812, there's a couple songs I really like. And then a lot of ugh.
Yep.
And Winger, yeah, you know, they got some good songs on there. Not great, but good songs. So that's how we're looking at these things. I don't know about you, Phil. Like, do you hate Peace of Mind, Sonny? I mean, Tom and Sonny, do you hate Load and Jar of Flies?
Look, I'm on record when we did the Peace of Mind up. I'm not a huge Iron Maiden fan. There's a lot of songs on that album that I just will never like listen to. That's an album that I might not really go out of my way to listen to again in its entirety because Iron Maiden is like a hits band for me. You know, like I like Sun and Steel. I'm glad I discovered that song when we did that album review, but that's an album that, you know, I'm just not an Iron Maiden fan. So that's why that's where it is.
Sonny?
Yeah, for me, the first 6 albums that I have on my list, I wouldn't skip a song. After that, there's at least one song I skip. And the closer it gets to like Load and Jar of Flies, there's even more. Like that's just how my list goes.
But there are songs that you like on and you would open these albums.
Yeah. Every album's had songs I like. There's no doubt about that.
I rewarded Halestorm in my mind of ranking a song that is strong from top to bottom, where every song for me is an 8, 9, or even a borderline 10. That deserves a high rank. I can't just because it's older. I'm sorry, just because it's more recent and I'm not 100% familiar with it, doesn't change the fact that the song is it's an unskippable album for me. So that's why I ranked it that high. Yep.
Wow. Well, great job. Great pick, Sonny.
Excellent
Let's go,
stuff.
To this. Makes you rock hard.
So I don't know if you guys have ever seen the TV show on TNT, Animal Kingdom.
Oh, I've heard of it. I have not gotten into it yet. I know friends from work who love it.
Yeah, so it's based on a 2010 Australian film of the same name, and it just got signed on for a 6th and final season, but it's been around since 2016. This TV show is part Point Break, part Mafia, with a woman in charge. Ellen Barkin is the mom of all the brothers. She's the woman in charge. Then you've got a Scott Speedman, who's the adopted son. You got Sean Hattasey, who's the crazy son. You got the Ben Robeson, who's the druggy son. You got Jake Weary, who's like the surfer, youngest gay son. Then you got the women. They pull jobs. They try not to hurt anybody. They try to have dinner together every night. So it's kind of got this weird dynamic. I'm surprised it's only going to go 6 seasons because Ellen Barkin, she's looking a little rough nowadays. Oh, yeah, looking rough. But I don't know if she was ever super hot anyway, but she does a great job playing this kind of pseudo-mafia boss. There's just as much ass-kicking and gun-toting there than there is, you know, making fruit salad and steaks for, you know, the family. Like, it's a really cool show. You should check it out, Animal Kingdom.
Nice.
Got it.
All right. So for me, as in a TV show I discovered on Amazon Prime Video, one of the most creative and unique and hard to explain TV shows I've ever watched. It's a show called Fortitude. I think I shared it with you guys on our group text chat. It's described as a horror psychological thriller, and that's probably the best way that it could be described. So the show takes place in a fictional section of the Arctic, the region of Norway that's up in the Arctic, and the name of the settlement is called Fortitude. And it's one of those like small, everybody knows everybody. You know, there's like 3 cops. There's like 1 doctor. Everybody knows everybody what they do. And it starts off as kind of like a murder mystery. You know, somebody gets killed. And you're like, wow, that's amazing. Crime doesn't happen here in Fortitude. What's going on? And then as the show goes on, it turns into horror, medical science, horror, like Arctic research, suspense. Like it's one of the most engaging shows. I literally could not stop watching. Every time an episode ended, I'm like, I just was flying through it because I'm like, where the fuck is this going? I don't understand what's happening. And then you watch the next episode and you're like, holy shit, I did not see that coming. And then you get to the second season and it just gets even more bizarre. They introduced Dennis Quaid as a character in season 2. Just a really unique show. Season 2 gets a little bit more graphic than season 1. So if you're not kind of into that stuff, maybe it's not the show for you. But I mean, if you like suspense, thriller, mystery, and the setting is terrific. I love shows or movies that take place within an isolated area where the people can't get away and everybody knows everybody, so that if something happens, everybody knows about it. So it's not just like the police investigating what happened. It's like the guys that like run the boats along the coast. They're like, holy shit. And everybody walks around with rifles because there's polar bears everywhere. So they have to walk around with rifles. They can't leave their house without being armed because there's polar bears everywhere they are. Really creative and unique show. So if that's kind of up your alley, definitely awesome.
Sweet. So Tom, me and you were both talking about this before we started. We're like, did you see Coming to America? I'm like, I did. And you're like, all right, well, that was going to be mine, so you can take it. So I did see Coming to America too. I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything like that for those who haven't seen it. I will say this. I know how people are. Well, it didn't make me fall down laughing. They're going, fucking sucks. Wasting my 2 hours. Go fuck yourself. Do you know how rare of a classic Halestorm Coming to America is?
Cult status. Really?
It is.
But it's like nonstop. Iconic. The whole movie can be quoted. Everything. Do you know how rare it would be to have another movie like that? I will tell you this. If you see it, nobody's going to watch it and be like, oh, that was a fucking way. Unless you're an asshole.
Yeah.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I watched it with my daughter. It's got a good story again. If anything, there will be several times that you'll go, holy shit. And there'll be, and obviously I'm not saying anything that you wouldn't realize. The Barber people steal the movie as always.
God, yeah.
And they're in it quite a few times, surprisingly.
Okay.
It's a pretty good story, but it's like those Eddie Murphy movies now where it's like more moral. It's not like Eddie Murphy doing Trading Places. Although there is a tip of the cap there, watch for it. There's things in the movie that it's just like, okay, it's a nice, good story. There's some good cameos that you're like, holy fuck. And it's good for the next generation because my daughter recognized some of the artists and the music being played and a lot more stuff. Almost everybody's back. Almost.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So watch it. Enjoy it. It's a fun movie. Again, you might say like, I didn't really like it that much. And there's no way you'd say, I'd rather have not seen this movie. If you say that, then you're just a fucking miserable fuck. It's a fun movie. It's Eddie Murphy doing those characters again. I enjoyed it. I think you'll like it. Maybe you don't love it. I don't give a fuck. I think you'll like it.
I can't wait to see it. I mean, and I'm going into it knowing what you said. It's not going to be the first one, and I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting a little bit more because I love the characters. And if you can give me some of that and make me laugh, I will take that and I will enjoy it. I'm not, because you're right. I'm already seeing people on Twitter and Facebook. Fucking stupid. I laughed. I barely laughed. Like you said, then you're an asshole who has no sense of humor.
Or
never mind, you're 20 years older.
That too.
So what was funny to you 20 years ago may not be funny to you today.
Which means you're still an asshole.
But you can still watch.
Oh, hell, you could be 30 years older, right? That was 30 years ago.
Yeah, it was 80.
Yeah, 30. It was 30.
Yeah, 30.
They make a point about it.
Yeah.
Keep saying 30 years. It's been 30 years.
Yeah.
You can still watch it with your family and have a good time and watch it and laugh. You will laugh at points in this movie. You will. But it's kind of a clever, well-written family type movie. It's not rated R type humor that we're used to in Eddie Murphy shit back then. Things have changed, but you'll enjoy it.
I think Sonny's preparing us for when he's like, meh. He doesn't want us calling him a miserable fuck when he goes, meh.
But even if it is meh, you'll still like it.
Yeah, I enjoyed Another 48 Hours. I enjoyed Beverly Hills Cop 2. I enjoyed Lethal Weapon 2. But the first movies, of course, they're iconic compared to the second, third, fourth.
Dude, I still
enjoyed them though.
I enjoyed Beverly Hills Cop 3.
I like 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
so if it's a good franchise, it depends on what you're doing with it. So the one that I compare to is like Slapshot 2.
Oh God,
with fucking like Stephen Baldwin is now in it instead of Paul Newman.
Dude,
I mean,
not like Grease 2. Like we're not talking about the bombs of the bombs.
You're not taking fucking John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John in their primes and replace them with Ahmed Zed, whatever the fuck his name is.
Dude, Michelle Pfeiffer's in Grease 2. Are you high? Have you seen that movie?
Okay, she's hot. The movie
not
sucks.
Singing like
the movie sucks. Just put it on mute.
Yeah, but the music isn't the the fun music that you all know and love with Olivia Newton-John and stuff singing. But anyway,
by the way, how dare you badmouth Adrian Zemed, the king of T.J. Hooker and Bachelor Party? How dare
Bachelor
you?
Party was awesome.
Yeah,
and he's taking a picture of the chick with her son to big hits. And by the end of the movie, by the end of the scenes, he's in there with her pointing at him. Yeah, that's awesome.
We need a Bachelor Party too. That's what we need.
No, we don't.
I guess that was the Hangover technically.
Hanks can't do it. And you want another fucking movie with Tawny Kitane's face in it now?
Oh, no.
Dude, speaking of Rocky Dennis.
It looks like Rocky Dennis. She was looking rough.
Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh, my God. And she got the Paul Stanley treatment. Put up a photo of it looked like Wayne Newton fucking plastic surgery. And she got the Paul Stanley treatment. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, my God. You look like you haven't aged. Oh, my God. I'm like, the fuck are you looking at that skeleton over there? What the fuck is that? That's a science project. That's not a human being. Are you kidding me? And people are like, oh, so gorgeous. Yeah, that's why Paul keeps putting fucking those photos up because idiots go out there and go, oh, you're so handsome. And he's got this fucking hairdo lying in bed and it looks like the Wicked Witch of the East. God damn. Anyway, on that happy note, Sonny, I'm sure you're alive over there, and we can find you in certain places. Where can we find you, brother?
Yeah, easiest place is growinguprock.com. We're coming up on our 200th episode. I haven't figured out what we're doing for 200 yet. But
God damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Podcast Rock City, all KISS podcasts just like you guys. But all things are going well there, and we've got live streams every Sunday, so we're enjoying it there with Mr. Casada there. Mr. Casada.
Oh, Joey Lynn Casada.
Yeah. So, things are going well.
Awesome. Very cool. See you guys later.
Hey, Tom, you want to talk about us too a little?
Yeah, so shout it out Loudcast if you're checking us out for the first time because of this bonus album review crew. We are an all KISS podcast, and we drop our regular KISS related episodes every Saturday. We just had one with the Great West Beach from the Plasmatics. And once a month, we do these album review crews with Sonny, where we each pick and we go in a rotation. We do a group pick, and then we each go around and do an individual pick. Obviously, Halestorm was Sonny's. Next month is Zeus. And you can find us on our email is shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. We're on all the social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And part of the Pantheon Podcast Network. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. So check us out. If you enjoyed the chaos of this show, this is pretty much every show. So enjoy.
Yeah. And so for any new listeners that subscribed and wanted to hear us because of the Halestorm review, all negative comments, please point them to Sonny Pooney on this show. He's the one that with all the bad comments and insults, not me. Anyway, please, emails are always our favorite on these album review crew episodes. Shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Please feel free to send us DMs on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And lastly, we always want to pump up our Patreon account, Patreon. That is an app you can use and help us continue the program. And you can also find it in the notes of each episode. And you can go to patreon.com to help us out. And finally, we get to the part where we all love, and that is famous last words, lyrics from this album. Okay, so this week I'll start off with mine first. You could say I am different, and maybe I'm a freak, but I know how to twist ya to bring you to your knees.
That's offensive. That's
Twisting me. That sounds interesting.
That sounds like he's going to break my boner. Ow!
all right. I tell myself that you're no good for me. I wish you well.
Wish you well.
But desire never leaves. I could fight this till the end, but maybe I don't want to win.
Wow.
It's the best song on the album, you two assholes. That's my famous last word.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
So
Drive Through.
keep with the theme of this podcast.
Uh-oh, this is making me nervous.
What's the theme of this podcast? He's three horny guys.
He's adjusting his microphone. I'm nervous.
I don't need your flowers. They'll just go to waste. I don't want your candy because I don't like the taste.
Now, can we interpret that in the way that only Shout It Out Loudcast can interpret? She's a spitter.
That's an offensive comment.
I don't have to buy her flowers and candy. You took it somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
It's nice when Tom's the fucking perv of us, right?
Well, I kind of figured I'd go out with a bang. Kind of like Costanza, go out with a high note.
Yep. All right. Well, want to thank Tom, Sonny, Loudcasters, Kiss Army, Halestorm, Lzzy Hale. You can hit me up on DM anytime you want. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Guys, thank you, Zeus. As always, thank you, Sonny. Great pick. We always have a blast doing this. Lzzy Hale or anybody in the Halestorm community, just no restraining orders, please. We say this all comes from a place of love. So if by chance you hear this, just know that we're three perverted men that love your music.
Guys, thanks for the invite. I'm glad you enjoyed the album. And to go back to one of the emails I think we got, since you're looking for a 4-hour episode, the next 90 minutes will be Lzzy singing Give It All Away, Take It All Away, so we can hit the 4-hour mark.
Perfect.
Nice. Peace out, Girl Scout.